see. So let me see. Actually, let me know when you'll be able to see it on your end. It's starting.
There it is.
Should be live. See it. Oh, let me mute myself. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important for me and for you guys. You guys know like some of the situations that I'm having with Twitter still to this day. A lot of you guys don't know that I have a new Twitter account. Mooch, you Twittered it now, right?
Yes, I did. I'm doing it again right now.
I'm dropping another one in here. That one inside the DMs. But whatever the case may be, I said it's very important for you guys to hit the like button, share that on Twitter. We're going to have when I promise you, we're going to have an entertaining. I always say that we're going to have an entertaining show today. Me and this brother here has history. You know what I mean? We go back like rims on a Cadillac. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And again, like I said, it's crazy. When we did the Big Gamer Small Talk with Young, and I haven't talked to you in a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, been about a little over a year.
Yeah, a year and a half, and we didn't mix a beat. You know what I mean? It was a great show, and I know it's crazy, right? At the end of the day, everybody get their egos, right? You got to talk to my manager. You see my attorney. But just at the end of the day, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm happy that I did do it. To be honest, because it's something that Tim wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tim,
shout out to Tim, dog. Yeah, absolutely.
And I know my man Tim get a lot of shit from being Project Natal. I remember at the Xbox E3, right? We got the DMs and shit at the Xbox E3, and I bet Tim a game. I said, Tim, I bet you a game. Microsoft and go out there, bitch, drop a goose egg. All right, we're gonna see Zaire. You're gonna be back, right? So right at the fucking Xbox E3, right? So Tim didn't know. Tim, to mind you, Tim's there live. He don't know. Tim's always on this video. They didn't screenshot this motherfucking audience sleep with his arms folded. Let me text this motherfucker now. Let me live on here. Where the fuck is my phone at? And you know what I mean? He hopped. Yeah, woo, dude. 10 out of 8, 10 out of 9, definitely. So I'm sitting back like, man, this got to be the devil's damage. Tim, what the fuck show what were you watching? Tim, what? I said you went to sleep right after what's my man name from The Matrix?
He played it off good, though, because Tim said he literally wrote right back. I think if it's the same conversation I saw you guys were having on Twitter, he said something like, we had a long night, man. Already goes, I'm not going to lie to you. I was tired.
Hey, right? No, but I'm talking about behind the scenes. He hopped in that motherfucker like, woo, we did it. Xbox One. I said, Tim went to sleep. I guarantee you, right after Keanu Reeves took the goddamn stage, he hit the motherfucker. He went out, man. But that's again, shout out to Tim. He's been in my ear about us doing a get together. Again, it felt good to get together. Me, you, show shit. We even got worry. We even done worry water ass up out the grave, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I was.
That's a good show, Z. That was like an hour and a half, 2 hours flew by.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. Everybody, that
crew. We always clicked together, man. We always got everything. Just I don't know, for some reason, even when we were completely far apart on opinions.
Yeah,
we were.
That was some of my best shows, though.
Listen, what did we say all the time, Z? It was like family. We were family. We get along, argue, and then afterwards we still were partying after the mics were off. You know what I'm saying? So
when
good days.
I ain't gonna lie. When Tim Dog and Crap were at it, no, you were like Crap. You said right if they were still in your style, Conquer like that. I'm looking like, oh my god, that was a John Doe moment. Let me talk. I'm like, yo, shout out to John Doe, man. But yeah, that was a good time. And again, I was happy that I was able to do that for him. Like I said, Tim. I know Tim gets accused of being the zealot Xbox. I'm gonna say he's passionate. I'm gonna say this about Tim. He's loyal. And Tim was the only dude that I knew back when we first started doing it. NeoGaf is NeoGaf even in business?
I don't think so, Z.
No. But whatever they have.
Whatever they have now, I think they have like a subsection that they've opened something, but it's not nearly as big or powerful as what it was.
But remember when we first started, NeoGaf was where the developers were at. Everybody, Major Nelson, Phil, everybody would be on NeoGaf in the forums back then. Tim was predominantly pro PlayStation. Tim would walk in that motherfucker by himself with a Molotov cocktail bomb and set that bitch on fire. Boom! I'm like, Tim, shout out to Tim, man.
Shout out to Tim Dog, man.
Yeah, but drop the hand. But yeah, he said he's working. We are talking about you. But like I said, brother, what's going on with you? I see that you still like tell me. Like I said before, while the room is still filling up. Like I said, as you guys come in, you be so kind again, hit the like button, tweet it out. What's going on? You still doing Crossfire, or you have anything else?
Yeah, we're still doing Crossfire. Which, by the way, not only am I going to tell you about Crossfire, but you're going to be a part of Crossfire. I'm hoping, Z, you're still free on Friday because I need you.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, Z's on Crossfire tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Or is it Friday? Hello. There go Discord. Hello. Let me hop out and hop back in. Hold on. Discord be bugging.
I'm not sure if you
can Wait.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, Discord.
All right.
Sometimes you be dropping.
Listen, that's another thing, right? We're switching over from what we used to do to now where we've got to do this Discord thing. And don't get me wrong, we were talking about this before we went live. It is what we have to do, Z, but I can't stand, like, Discord. It does what it just did.
Yeah.
It just bugs out, right? And then I don't know. Myself personally, I wish we could get Hangouts back. For real.
You know what? Like I said, we're going to talk about. Like I said, the name of the show. If you don't know, I'm gonna give you. I want to. How you say ambush journalism? I'm going to get your thoughts about the YouTube not receiving enough maintained with smooth streaming, such as viewers were experiencing buffering. I don't know why, but
Christopher Hart saying it's back, so the show's whatever it is, it's fine.
You know what?
It's fine on my stream, Z.
Okay,
I'm watching it live too.
They said the output is low. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's nothing fancy. Just if you're having issues, go to the cog wheel and drop it down to 360p. It would help it out, man. Hold up.
Shout out to Stop 6 Doc.
Yeah, for
Look
sure.
at Stop 6 showing up. Says, what's up, Z?
Yeah.
I'm right on time. What's up, Mooch? Good to see you, Stop 6.
Yeah, it's my dude. My dude. Funny dude. Yes. Yeah. But like I said, like you're still doing Crossfire. Like I said, First time I've been on Crossfire. Second time, I think maybe the first time.
It'll be the second time, I think.
Oh, okay, second time. Well, I'm gonna come in that motherfucker ass naked with the kimono blade. I'm gonna show up and show out for you. We're gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? You know,
yes, we are.
It's gonna be a show for us. Ladies and gentlemen, cocaine's a hell of a drug. But other than that, what do you have planned? What are you doing?
Man, it's the same, kind of what we were talking about before. You know, I tried doing the Twitch thing.
Okay.
And the Twitch thing's a lot of fun. I mean, I like it because, listen, you dig this whole thing, I dig this whole thing. I like the interaction with the audience, right?
Yeah.
Always did. So, similar to what you're kind of doing, Z, I don't do the show over there, but what I do is I kind of commentate throughout the entire Twitch stream. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not dead air. Same thing with tonight. Anybody who's known me from being with you on multiple shows, being on BGST, I can't stand dead air, and that's one thing that you got. You know what I mean? You got to keep the show alive. People are there to see the show, so you got to keep it going. You know what I mean? So, no, I've been doing a little bit of Twitch and just doing Crossfire. That's it. I've been wanting to do and maybe I can ask you the same question because I think you're in the same boat as me. I never got into doing all that, like the videos on doing reviews and stuff like that because I figured with 3 podcasts a week and Twitch twice a week. I ran out of time to do reviews. I've always wanted to do the reviews and the videos and things like that, but I never got into it.
Here's the thing. As far as with reviews, right now, I listen, Mooch. I'm gonna give you a layer mine. I am what you call a underachiever. Can you hear me loud and clear? Make sure.
I hear you.
Okay, let me make sure my mic is up loud enough. Ladies, is my mic up loud enough?
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna see the settings. Let me go to sound control panel. There's that's one thing. That's why I don't game on PC, man. You cannot touch nothing. And one day the audio be missing. I like simple plug and play. Sitting, maybe I know that saying comes from PC.
That's the other thing, Z. I built a rig in the past year, right?
I've seen
and the problem I got with it though is I don't know. You game on a 50-inch, 65-inch, 70-inch television set, and then all of a sudden, do you want to spend 3.5 hours in front of a 27-inch
you know what,
screen
bro?
at a desk?
I just like the simplicity of it, man. I don't where's the audio? The audio's missing out the left end. Sometimes just getting the podcast together. You know what I mean? I just like the simplicity of that right there. You cannot touch nothing on the computer. Come back, ain't no sound. What the hell? You can't hear me? Hello? Shit be crazy, right? But you said here's the name. I'm what you call an underachiever. I never gave anything. Nothing. Like I said, I'm really trying to stream. I'm not just saying like a politician, and just taking this this more seriously and looking at it as for a business. And I always see like again, you guys, and I'm very appreciative of each and every last one. If you hit the like button or anything like that, shit means the world to me. You have no idea. Like I watched a video. It was about like people like leaving their jobs and wanting to become YouTubers or whatever, like, you know, streaming and blogging. And they said like you have a better chance of getting hit by lightning to make a profitable career. Making it to the NFL, or you know what I mean, or Dragon Lake is high. Like you listen, look at me, listen. Think about this, bro. And I say this to even to the new guys, right? Remember when we started doing BGST, right? And for those of you that may be new to this platform or to in particular, it's one thing about me. I got 1,001 ideas. Like that's just me. I'm good at putting shit in place and sitting back and watching shit come. That's my thing there, right? And I wanted to bring 5 or 6 different gamers together from all walks of life that has nothing in common but gaming. Right. You can look at BGST, and that's the shit show that it was, right? But like I said, you know, and just like you said, in that, and of course, like I said, podcasting, then, then you got streaming or just doing YouTube, editing videos. That's my pet peeve, which I need to get back to doing, because not everybody's going to watch a podcast. Some people want to watch 2 or 3 minute videos, right? But I tell people, everybody think now with the things to do is just come in and get a podcast. Remember, they teased us for having a podcast weekly. Oh, these social rejects get together on Sundays, ignoring their family. You remember all that shit we said, right?
You did say that, yes.
Yeah, you know, not everybody named Mama has a podcast, but I tell people, right, not to deter them. I tell them first grow your brand, start making videos, right? Because say somebody wouldn't invest in watching an hour and a half or whatever the hell you do, right? But even with a podcast, you got 4 or 5 different personalities. You got a tone show. And then, sometime along egos come, right? It happens. I don't know why, but it happens, right? The nature of man. And then to have that person, whoever, everybody's just still going to be committed to the show, to grow the show. You know what I mean? You know how that shit go. Then first everybody's there on time. Hey, we're going to do the show. Then you got to look for motherfuckers down, or, replacement. They got to tell motherfuckers on time. Having a podcast, is one of the hardest things that you can do.
I can't help but agree with you, Z. Like, this is the one thing that a lot of people don't get. Like, a lot of what you don't understand, too, behind the scenes that's kind of interesting, especially when you're running it on your own show, is, when you have guests on, and not even guests, Z, we had a cast of folks that were on every single week, right? Mm-hmm. And we were there, and we committed to it. But even then, sometimes, remember, we'd show up, and I'd be like, Z, where's say, where's Warrior? Where's Crapper? He's coming later, or something came up. You know what I mean? The whole thing about it is that, like, it was crazy because that was different. BGST, we aligned. It felt like we had to be there. We were family. We did it together. But when you're doing a podcast now, you've got to get guests on, right? And they got lives. They got things going on, right? Like, you got to organize all of that. You've got to get your topics together. It's got to be a relevant show, right? People don't want to tune into a podcast that have subject matter from 3-4 weeks ago. They want to know what's happening in the past, maybe 24, 48, 72 hours at most. So you got to do your research, get all that going. Then you got to fight the fight with YouTube and Discord and OBS and Streamlabs, right? I mean, now is that. It's from where we were, Z, from back in the day, where we said, all right, ready? What you say? Yo, everybody. This is what you say. Z, by the way, this is a little behind the scenes. This is Z. Guys, everybody shut up. He's like, I'm going live. And then be like, does it say live? Did it say live on the top? Did it say live? And we're all sitting there like, yes, it says live. Right? We're going back and forth. That's what it was. It was just clicking one button and then making reality happen. Right now, man, it's almost like you have to do your own mini production, right?
It is. But
it's what's wild.
I will say this though. Let me get this bill. Shout out to I see Tim Dog and drop something.
What's up? Shout out to Tim Dog.
And hold up. I see it. I'm scrolling down. Sorry, you guys know I'm blind as a goddamn bat, man. I'm the epitome of gold chain game. I got 2 big ass. I got one OLED 55B7 that I game on. I use another one for a PC monitor. The epitome of gold chain gaming. We got here my man Gotti. Mooch, the king of before. Hey Gotti,
man. Right, of course.
Hey, come on, hey Gotti, come on, Gotti. Hey Gotti, that's my dude, man. Give my man Mooch a try, man. We're gonna have a good show. We're gonna show out today. Tim Dog. BGS Best Ever Z is start of it all. Listen, thank you for the kind words, Tim Dog. I listen, Tim. How about this? After the holidays, I know you're always busy. I mean, you're gonna meet up either at what do you call that? Maybe you're in New York, so we all can maybe meet up for a steak or something. We can meet up in Times Square, or what do you call that shit? Newport Mall, Jersey City, maybe a little cheaper. And Tim, I got a pocket full of the devil's dandruff for you. Wink, wink. How about
He's still bringing that up.
Yes, my dude. I've been promising that shit forever, right? But I was saying, I before we get into the show, like, and I wanted to say this, and again, and not to harp on the past. If hindsight is 2020, right?
Right.
I don't think any of us knew what we had, and for that moment, and you know what I mean, and like we were like, what was the cool show that came on MTV, The Real World or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this not knowing the business just in the game, but because I wasn't making any money, it was just actually I didn't never I stayed with Strikes on my goddamn channel, but it was just me doing it for the love. I didn't start monetizing my channel literally until about 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And you know, I mean, because of Rich for UTF USA, and he said you want us to do it. And then one time it's crazy. From true story. Curse, I'm signed to Curse. I don't know if you still partner with Curse or whatever. But
no,
okay. But I'm partnering with Curse. I fucking log into fucking Curse into my account, right? You know, I'm gonna make $37 or whatever for the month, just seeing how I go, right? And for whatever reason, they got me logged into his account. Richard, and I know his full name because again, we're friends on fucking Facebook or whatever, and I've been knowing him, like, you know, I mean, just knowing him. So I'm calling him like, bro, I could have, you still got a weird motherfuckers, and I could have been, how you said, my man at my integrity office, I could have swapped out his PayPal, put my PayPal information in, but I'm seeing the video, $2,400, like, god damn, making that type of money? Shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
And that was back then.
Yeah, it was like back then.
That's a minute ago.
Yeah, so that's just some start, monetizing my channel. But I went, like I said it again, hindsight is 2020. I wish that we all would have done better by the brand, and we were.
You know what it was, though, Z? In all honesty, though, you got to go back to what you first said, right? We didn't know.
No, we didn't. We
were getting together, and I like the whole thing with me. Like when me and you first got a chance to hang out off the air before we even did anything with BGST. Me and you were just bullshit hanging out, and I was like, dude, to be able to get there and be able to talk games with you guys, like that. To be honestly, God, that was fun part. That was what it was all about for me.
Yeah, but then comes the bullshit. You know, the bullshit that comes along with that. You know what I mean? And then this one gets. It's a fact. This one gets. Everybody gets their favorite. Mooch got his favorite. Tim got his favorite. I got my favorite. This, and then whatever. And then you get people within the circle to expand. We were here. Then expand the circle. We go from talking every day, just beyond the end. Then we go just talking before showtime. Let's go live. You know what I mean? But again,
that's what it was.
It's the truth. But again, like how you say, to everybody, Otis, everybody got a story to tell, whether the 5 heartbeats or whatever. But like it's in hindsight, it's 2020, and for what it was, and at that time, and listen, I know everybody's supposed to think that their shows are better than whatever the fuck like the case. I think hands down, our content was better than any and everything. We only showed that even till to this day, like we had some, and again, whether you do the damage controlling and whatever the fuck the case may be. Until listen, I believed in the power of the goddamn cloud. I fucking believe.
But wait a minute now. Now, in fairness to you, okay, and in fairness to me, in fairness to all of us back then, we were told this, okay? Like you were told this. Now we know, right? That's part of the trials and tribulations of what we went through. Now when we see shit now in print, right? We get together sometimes and we're like, "Yo, Mooch, you believe this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Z. We gotta look a little further into this one."
Hey, but we going back. We talking about the double stack GPUs. We talking about let's check this shit out, right? Look, check this shit out, right? In all fairness, remember when I told you guys that the Scarlett and the fucking X were coming out? None of you motherfuckers believe me, right? And I'm saying to myself, right? And it was crazy as hell, right? And I'm saying, like, the same motherfucker that I think you may have been a part of the show by then. I'm not, maybe just about to join. Because my little dog should channel maybe 300 subscribers. I told literally the internet about DirectX 12, right? And and that's how me and Richard got cool. DirectX 12, you can go in there and change the hardware. And again, this is me. And again, I said since I've been doing YouTube, I don't call myself an industry insider. I'm not one to how you say, developers. It's not a big thing to me. Like I never really cared about made a game. Like at the end of the day, it is what it is. I respect everybody, but it's not my thing. I'm not knocking those that like to hang out with them and this, that, and the other. I just look at as for what it is. You know what I mean? So I said it to say this, but the same person told me about the DirectX 12 also told me about that mid-gen refreshes. But then he said, going back, you remember Microsoft spent that $1.3 billion. We couldn't get it. Why did Microsoft spend $1.3 billion and walk away with the weak hardware? Sony got off the shelf part. Remember that shit, right?
Yes, we did.
But that covered multiple SoCs, systems on chip, whatever. That. So, like I said, if this wasn't by chance that we got quote unquote these mid-gen refreshes. These are they don't make knee-jerk reactions. Not because of 900p, this, that, and the other. They were going to come regardless. You know what I mean? At the end of the goddamn day. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, it is what like I said. Those some great goddamn shows.
But look at some of the hindsight, though. Look at some of the data and the information, and also where me and you came from when we first started doing YouTube and all this and that, right? We came from a 360 generation, right? Yes. Where 360 was hot. Like even a lot of places.
We can start there. We can start show there.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
They said that was hot. They're like, listen, the 360 was hot, even if it wasn't their console of choice. PlayStation guys always tell me that. They go, even if it was, I'll give you credit there. So we're coming off of that generation. It was unbelievable. You saw the staff that was there, right?
Yes, sir.
I think me and you probably the only Donnie Matrick fans, right? Because Donnie Matrick wearing those big like boxing gloves, right? Little dude in big boxing gloves.
Yeah, Donnie ain't take no shit.
No, he didn't. Yeah. Right, and the whole staff had a different swagger, right? That's what you used to say all the time. They had that swagger. You know what I mean?
Behemoth. Yeah, they ain't take no shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you saw what happened with like new leadership kind of came into place, and don't get me wrong, some really good ideas were implemented. I don't think anything really necessarily wrong there, but at the same time, the behemoth and that swagger that we were talking about, it disseminated slowly. Like it started to erode a little bit and started to erode a little bit.
You know what happened, Mooch? This is what happened.
What do you got?
This is what happened. Microsoft got a PR team. So the guys that were once vocal, like Aaron Greenberg was a very vocal guy, Albo Pinello, you don't think we know how to make a console? We're the directors, people that were so vocal back then, you know what I mean? Now they got a PR team, and that's one thing I give Sony credit for, right? And even going back to with Microsoft, because and I'm gonna say this again, and it's crazy how things change and how gaming changed. No one talks about DRM. No one talks about always online. What about the military and the Navy? What the fuck? The military invented the fucking internet. What the fuck are we talking about here? Like, what the fuck? What about a nuclear sub? And they want to do a Halo landline party. Like, this shit was crazy.
How am I going to play if there's no internet? If there's no internet, man, it's an apocalypse. You don't have to worry about video games. You got to worry about where you're going to eat.
Hey, yo, but I'm just saying, but this deal, and they panicked, okay? And again, it wasn't, I'm going to say this again, it wasn't a problem with the TV shit because everyone uses their console for more than one thing. You know what I mean? It's the center hub of your entertainment. You know what I mean? Well, whatever's on it. Right now you got a lot of these apps on your TV now, but the center hub of your entertainment, your surround sound, everything goes through it, right? But again, Microsoft misread their audience, and they still do this to this day because it was the hardcore guy like me, you, whoever they took off work or whatever the hell to sit home and watch that show, right?
Yes.
And then when Sony had their show, like back in March, of course they didn't show the console, but they showed. You got to realize this was an extremely long generation, 8 or 9 years. It's never been done before. Like motherfuckers got console fatigue. Couldn't wait to see some next generation graphics. Sony had a 30-minute show, showed you Killzone. They showed you Infamous and something else. We was like, whoa, we knew that couldn't be done on next generation, on last generation. We're fucking sold, right? Boom. Yep. Microsoft came out that bitch like the price is right. TV, right? Right. And then it started from there, right? Because it's not the problem with what happened at the launch of the 360 or the Xbox One. I'm sorry, Microsoft didn't have that cool guy up front, more like the Jay Allard or the what I mean. And you're wrong. Matrick is a smoke. He's not the upfront guy. You know what I mean?
No.
They need it because I always give this example, right? My old lady can come to me like, hey, baby, take the trash out, man. You don't see these fucking gnats in here? It's just stink. You know what? Fucking, I ain't taking shit out. We all gonna fucking die from fucking carbon monoxide. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I mean? And their messaging was all fucked up. And what they do, they panic, right? And again, like I said, like as far as the always online, if you look, real talk, and some of you guys may not remember, may be too young. If you look at that E3 and the features, that was one of the things I was excited for, right? The features that they showed, the fact that I can be playing the game of just say Killer Instinct, right? If it got it to work like they showed, right? And set up a match and say in Battlefield, when Tom got off work, he got the notification. We have a clan match at 7:30. He boot in and log in. I get a notification that my team is there. I go from Killer Instinct to Battlefield, no lag, no load time. I'm in this bitch ecstatic, like, oh shit, like that is next generation, right? Now, then of course you had the thing with GameStop and the used games. And again, like I said, messaging, it wasn't that you couldn't trade your games, but here's the crazy part and the good part, right? But when you did trade your games in, or whatever the fuck the case may be, we could have traded our games digitally amongst each other. That was dope. But when you went to GameStop, and that's why, again, they're in the shit that they're in, because they've been robbing computer for a long time, right? That they were forced to give back the developer a portion. And not saying I'm some bleeding heart from developers, but we all complain about the same Assassin's Creed or the same Assassin this, that, you know what I mean? And I actually try to explain it then, you know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? Not only, like you said, it's not about used games, right? Because GameStop will come out and say, we putting $2 billion back into the market, right? They quick to throw that figure up. But that's not spent back on, you know, new stuff, because you can be walking to the store with $55. So not only is Ubisoft competing against Konami, competing against EA, whatever, they're also competing against a motherfucker that's selling their product. So you buy that motherfucker for used, right? The developers, whatever the gets none of that, right? Gets any of that, right? So again, you know, you had a lot of, you know, companies that went belly up, you know, this generation, or why a lot of developers are scared to take chances outside of the norm, shooters or Assassin's Creed, just that and the other. This is why, right?
Yeah.
Boom. True. So, you know what I mean? I wish they, like I said, pulled the Sony. Hey, man, Sony got, what's that, Paris Week? So, hey, this is the domestic abuse simulator, or whatever the fuck. Hey, this is a game for adults, made by adults. Microsoft fucking panicked and said, you know what? They got a PR team and put the fucking leash on everybody's goddamn neck and shut the fuck up. Now they out there, you know, shaking hands on Twitter and you know, joining parties and cocktail. It's not about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, and shout out to them for, you know what I mean, for those that like that type of stuff, right? But then, you know, they putting out the games, you know, the games, and then we can be subjective. We can be subjective. I like Rise, some may not like. I like The Order. Cool. You know what I mean? We can be subjective, and I'm being honest, right? I know I've signed a pony contract. I have I can opt out next year. You know what I mean? If I choose to do so. But I think I'm gonna stay here with the PlayStation team. Check the shit out, right? But just be honest. At the start of the generation, Sony had Bloodborne and The Last of Us remastered, and the better version of the multiplats. And you remember, we should tease them about Tropico 5 and all this other crazy shit, right?
That's right. Yep.
So remember, so then Sony took the thing. Oh, you know what? With the indie thing, hey, bro, you know. Every evening we do together, I will cut the fuck up when that weird motherfucker will come on stage, Mr. Bean, and show these niggas they don't belong.
All the little indies and Minecraft, and you say, here we go, 35 minutes of indies and Minecraft.
They don't belong on the big.
They're still doing it, Z.
Bro, check it out, right?
Still doing it.
So, but you, like crap will argue with me, but they got to do it. I said, bro, they don't get fucking hammered anyway. Be the fucking behemoth. Sony came out that bitch 2016, bro. That was every goddamn E3, right? Yeah. And showed not one goddamn indie. They showed God of War, Horizon, you know, boop, 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 boop. And
Spider-Man.
Like a 30. Look, because people get over Microsoft. You don't have to have a long show, right? This is a good show. You don't need an hour and a half show.
We learned that right now, Z, with what you see with Nintendo Directs, right?
Yeah.
And now Sony's doing it with their state of play. Like, this is not a long show. These are 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. It's just game. No crazy. You don't have to have somebody come out there like Jeff Rubenstein and Larry Herb come out there and tap dance and do all these little, like, nobody wants to watch those, like, you know what I mean? Those are shows that's not what gamers are tuning in for. Gamers legitimately just want to see the game.
The games that show well. And again, I always said, again, we judge games. Remember that we judge games by what we see, and they don't show well. You know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. The indies took a back step this generation. They was showing shit they looked like they could run on the NES. least what we used to call them arcade titles. Every Wednesday we used to get for $5 we get a brand new arcade. We used to, like they weren't indie, but we call them Xbox arcade titles.
Arcade.
Yeah, but they took advantage of the hardware. This shit that they was giving us this generation. Like, yo, what the fuck was like? Oh man,
no, they just did an open source. What they did exactly what you think it would be. The same way that you see now. Z, you go to your app store on your phone. Yeah. I don't care if you have Android app. I don't care. It don't matter. Go there. There's like 750,000 apps. Well, 749,000 of them are just people that are like 2 or 3 guys that made like an indie game in the garage. You know what I mean? It's basically Qbert in 2019. Nobody that's what it is. So that's what they did. They opened it up to this mass market. They made it very open source, and bam, you got what you got. So it's buy and beware when it comes out. Like Sony Drinker Pro, right? Big people paid for that. We joke about it, but people paid for that. So like that's a ridiculous game. That's not any fun. But like that's the kind of stuff that you saw. Now the difference was what we did say early on Tuesday that we should bring up while we're talking about early in the generation was because Sony showed 3 games, which was basically Killzone. It was that infamous game, and then it was Knack.
Yeah.
Right. So they had those games. And then they really, really focus hardcore, right? Where they focus hardcore on indies. They needed the indies to kind of lift them up a little bit. Yeah. Microsoft started this generation.
Indies third party. The indies
decent, right? Yeah. Rise, Titanfall. Okay, they had Dead Rising 3. And then there's one I'm leaving out.
Killer Instinct, Rise, Killer Instinct, Titanfall.
Right, that was a big deal. That's a big deal. So that's why when we opened our eyes after we left the 360, we said, "Whoa, Xbox is coming out here, guns blazing."
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
But that was a quick high, and then it was a quick drop.
Yeah. Let me pay these bills. Right. Shout out to my brother Gamer O'Malley from the UK. Every Xbox game looks like Fortnite. GP killed Xbox. What else? GP
Game Pass.
Game. Are we gonna talk about that too? Shout out to Ash and Luke. What's up? Ray Pretty.
What's up, Luca?
I got the highs for you, baby. What's good? How many times you want to get your account hacked, homie? Also, Hot Moose and Italian man. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to talk to the Diabetic Association. And also, too, ladies and gentlemen, this is the free messaging app. You want to help support the show? That's the link. Send us a message here. We can answer it live on air. Let me move this up so I can show when it pops up. But like you said, you're right. As far as with that, you know what I mean, and then like I said, but then here's the thing. I go back and I'm gonna and for those that shout out, I got almost 300 people here watching this live. Thank you to each of them. Do me a big favor.
Shout out to everybody that's here, man. I love coming on Zair's channel.
Hit the like button. Shit about to heat up. Hit the like button for me, boy. Let's get to 100 likes. He's about to put my brother Mooch in the hot seat. Now check this out, right?
Let's do it.
So, 2016, I remember, right? Crap had the meltdown. He said Phil threw him under the bus. He said my man Rafe was trying to steal his style. Crap was going through it in 2016. Shout out to Rafe, who still makes videos, right? Microsoft came out, they canceled. It's crazy, right? And I'm a Fable, and I'm a Fable guy, right? I'm a Fable fan.
You are a Fable guy. That was one thing you went back and forth with. I'm not a Fable guy.
Don't get me wrong. It was very pretty graphically, and I said they could just scrap that shit there. And the way those games are set up, though, and to be fair, and I know I'm not going to be messy, I'm not going to name any names. I know a couple of people there. Not saying no, but I met them since to be doing this, right?
Right.
And I think that was wrong. They felt like they lost their job on Twitter. Something actually that I retweeted and made a video about, right? And the way those games are set up is that they got to get to a certain point to get more funding. And out of nowhere, they wanted to add this whole Windows 10 thing, and Rare has never, Lion has never done a game like that before. With multiplayer, this, that, and the other, you know what I mean, with the console. So they were having issues with that, right? And boom. And I'm like, damn, how the fuck you just cancel? Because you think about the studios, like you got Turn 10, you got 343, you just bought Gears, then you got the Coalition, you got Lionhead, right? They make a major, again, that's one of your major, Microsoft 4 major IPs is Fable, Gears, Halo, and Forza. You just fucking threw the baby out with the water with Lionhead. You know what I mean? Listen, and I'm going back and you keep Rare. What the fuck? I'm bro. I ain't the biggest Rare fan and the art style, but I can be subjective or objective, right? And motherfuckers arguing me on, Microsoft took the handcuffs off Rare. I'm like, what was the goddamn last hit that Rare had besides Kinect Sports? We got to be realistic here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I won't say you. I'm not gonna put the onus on you. And I ain't got. And listen, that might have been the height of my addiction. But I remember me getting a lot of pushback from what didn't make money and what makes. And again, as a fan, I understand it's a business. I'm not in the business for making excuses for a $1 trillion goddamn company, right? Because I hear about they got the new boss and Terry Myerson and the dollar and this, that, and the other. And again, bro, listen, you know how I used to tease Sony. These motherfuckers was out that bitch selling motherfucking fortune cookies, selling buildings, fax machines to keep the lights on, right? But still did third-party deals, right? With exclusive content, themed consoles. Still gave a Slim, still gave a Pro, still gave a VR, and still gave a fucking exclusive. We have not gotten a AAA game from Microsoft outside of Gears, Forza, and Halo since Quantum Break, and that was in 2016. We're talking about a $1 trillion company that is the hobo of gaming. And again, this is not their first time at the dance, right?
True.
And I go back and I say that, I ask different people, right? They always like to blame this, that, and the other, right? And I even said then, like I said, if they're gonna do it like this, if they're gonna smother it and let it die, I would rather them spin it off. Because at the time, I was about to, I was out there taking ponies' heads off or debating. The entertainment division, I think, was worth about $26 billion or something. What the Xbox fell up under, worth more than Sony and fucking Nintendo. Let them stand on their own. Just cut the check. If you're gonna again let them smother and be what it is, right? So you hear all these excuses about all these people, right? That's in head figures and this, that, and the other, right? So they canceled Fable. Cancel Scalebound, right? Phil said he was going to make up Street Fighter for you. It was a bunch of promises, right? You know what I mean? Yes, I know Phil, and I know Phil said that I doesn't like him, but I don't. It's nothing personal. Just calling a spade a spade. And I remember motherfuckers jumping up and cheesing fair for me getting this promotion. And I'm saying, and I'm gonna shut the fuck up and pay this bill. I don't want to get your opinion. Everything that I don't like about this goddamn console has come under Phil.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember we had about the marketing. The 360 marketing was over the top. The theme consoles, the shit that gamers like. Remember, just being outbid. Remember, you guys were saying, Microsoft the greatest games lineup, and they're gonna win this year. I think they had Halo. That year was it 2015, and I told you guys, I said, no. Sony got that Star Wars bundle deal. And with that Star Raiders, with the Darth Vader, remember that?
Yeah, Darth Vader sticker.
And I said, bro, you're gonna have non-gamers, such as my uncles are casual, that's gonna go out and buy that fucking Star Wars bundle just for Darth Vader to put that bitch up in the that bitch worth about $500-$600 right now to the day if you can find it. And you motherfuckers told me crazy. I said, man, shit me, they gonna come out there and get that goddamn, you know what I mean? And they still lost, right? So the question, and I'm going to ask you, I know I've been talking a lot, right? But I'm going to ask you, I want to get your opinion, right? Because I brought you up here. What do you think happened along the way? Let me pay these bills right quick. Think about this. It's like a two-part answer. What do you think happened along the way? The Microsoft that we once loved, the 360 guys, is no more? Or do you think they can come back to what they once were? Let me pay this one bill right quick first. Shout out to the Ravenflow. Shout out to you. It says Microsoft has their plans, and the console fans just want to play console. If they're too big for console, they know what to do, or they will be, or they will be shown by Sony. I'll read this again. Microsoft has their plans, and the console fans just want to play consoles. If they are too big for consoles, they know what to do, or they will be shown by Sony. You say something on that, or opinion on that? Mooch?
I couldn't hear you. That last part of the question I didn't hear. Z cut out.
He said, Microsoft has. Can you hear me? He said Microsoft has their plans. It's the Ravenflow. The console fans just want to play consoles. Cool. If they are too big, gets to be too big for the console thing. They know what to do, or they will be shown by Sony. And my man here, Bryson Tatum, shout out to you, good brother. All praises be to Phil Spencer for the Xbox One X and more controllers, and the games put some spec on his name. 6 T-flops, 4K Nintendo games. Shout out to you. But what he's like basically saying, if they're too big for gaming, they should get out. But what are your thoughts about what I was just saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can they go back to what they were? Are they too far gone? Or we're no longer, how you say, their core? We're no longer needed.
You know, so it's interesting, and I got to kind of like break it down a little bit. So
Okay.
I don't think they want to go back, Z. I don't think they want to go back to what it was. I think that the space claim, I said the same thing, and we'll get into it a little bit when we get into the whole game streaming thing that's going on right now too, right? Is that like I think that Microsoft right now wanted to find their own space in gaming.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to do this, like we all know this, like the hypothetical, right? They're trying to be the Netflix of gaming, right?
Okay.
Subscription base going in. They're trying to get the 2 billion in air quotes, the 2 billion gamers.
Okay.
And how are they going to do that? Well, the 2 billion gamers they're talking about is the mobile market. And the mobile market is free to play for the most part. So everybody gets in cheap, right? You get in cheap, and then you spend money in the game as you progress, right? Games as a service kind of follows that flow. So what they were seeing was that they were not able to, and again, this is only my opinion, guys. It's only my opinion. I think that they were at a point where they were kind of like, we're not able to see, or pardon me, catch up with what Sony's doing right now as far as their first party studios. You saw Jim Ryan when he came out and said what he said, right? He's like, our first party games deserve the class and the dignity and the explosive release of, like, when they do their release parties and things like that. They deserve that respect because they're selling 15 million per copy in their first party titles, 10 million, 8 million. That's a lot of money they're making. So they're not going to go towards a Game Pass type of experiment like Microsoft did. So when you say that, like when Phil went in, people are calling Phil the savior of Xbox. And let me tell you something, Z, that's kind of true. But let me explain why. It's not what people think it is. It's true because I think you remember this too, Z. Remember before Phil took over, or right before he took over, like they had that interview with Bill Gates, and they were like, Bill Gates has come out and said, well, maybe they will sell it off. I don't know. He's like, I'm not in those meetings anymore, but maybe they will. I think Satya Nadella sat down with Phil and said, how are you, make a presentation, tell me, how are you going to make Xbox work with the rest of our services? And Phil literally went to the drawing board. He sat down with people like Mike Ibarra, probably Albert Pinello back in the day when he was there, all these folks, and they came up with an idea, and they said, how is it that we are going to use the number one moneymaker for Microsoft right now, which is what? The number one moneymaker for Microsoft is the Azure, right? How do we make Azure make money for Xbox, make money for Microsoft? And they came up with Game Pass. And they came up with these games as a service. Now you got Game Pass for 99 cents. 99 cents!
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you get the same thing. Free-to-play model, in air quotes. Okay? How do you get 2 billion people? You give that shit away for free. That's 99 cents in essence. Right?
Yeah.
And then once they're in there, they pay $10, $5 for a skin. Right? Like in Gears.
Mm-hmm.
They pay $20 for a whatever they call it, a curb stomp execution that they're charging crazy amounts of money for, right? But people will buy that. You know this, Z.
Yeah.
So when you say, will they go back? No, this is their business model. They're not going to go back to traditional gaming. They have no intention of going back. Now, the question is, this was my take. This is what I've been saying on Crossfire for the longest time, is that Game Pass, to be extremely successful, needs to reach the casual market. And everybody goes, well, Mooch, of course everybody wants to be in. The casuals are going to love it. It's $1 or it's $2, depending on the deal. Yeah, but the problem is, and you know a lot of people that game. You know a lot of people that have kids that game, but they maybe my friends, they play two things. My good friends that I know, they play NBA 2K and they play Call of Duty. Period. Mm-hmm. So when I say to them, here's the library of games, 200 games, 99 cents. They're like, yeah, is it 99 cents forever? I'm like, no, man, it's not 99 cents forever. It's 3 months right now, okay? Or it matches whatever your games with gold is. Let's say it's a year. You'll get a year. I go, after that, it's $10 a month. No. I'm out. I'm not paying $10 a month for video games. I'm already paying, So what I'm saying to you is the casuals aren't necessarily. So the argument you always hear on Twitter and on a lot of great podcasts is always, and they're great arguments, is All I need to do is buy 2 Xbox games at $10, $10 a month, $120 a year. That pays for. I get 200 games. I'm going to buy them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get that, but again, what is that, Z? That's the hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
The hardcore are the ones that were also going out and buying these games at $60 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now you took the hardcore that were buying games at $60 a piece. Now they're playing the game for 99 cents. So the problem here is, how does this is the issue. I'm not saying it's a problem. This is an issue for them to solve, not me and you.
Yes.
How does Microsoft reach the casual market? Because if they just lock in the hardcore, it's not enough, Z. It's not right now. I say I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 10 million people have Game Pass right now.
Yeah.
10 million. I'll give you that. You that.
All right.
But out of 10 million, how many people, Z, out of 10 million would you say? And 10 million is me being very gracious.
Okay.
But 10. All right. So how many of the 10 million, Z, are paying $10 a month?
Well, they got me. They got my black ass. So I got.
Are you paying $10 a month?
I'll do the 15 with the live and what do you call that shit? The Game Pass together.
But I'm saying to you, like, you didn't get it on the 99 cents?
Yeah, I did, but but that's only 99 cents. That's only for the first 2-3 months. But then
But it matched your goal. Like a lot of the hardcore went and bought a couple years of gold for $6, which we were going to do that anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm used, but like I said, but then that when they because I didn't have Game Pass. But that's
okay, all right.
That's how they got. That's how they got me. I didn't have Game Pass. Okay, but I signed it for the $1, right, or whatever.
Listen, you're not on the hot seat, Z.
No. That's how they got me though, because those games I have. Don't get me wrong, and since I've done it, I don't mind. I don't really look at what comes to paying attention. But Game Pass, I'm not gonna lie, it's a hell of a service. There's a lot of unique shit in there. You know what I mean? That whether I might have not bought Monster Hunter or. They got all types of shit in Game Pass right now. You know what I mean? Hold me pay these free bills real quick. Shout out to my brother, my man Buck. That this is on the free messaging app. He said it, hashtag and peace Phil. Shout out to my brother Zim. Why ask Lionhead and Platinum to make an online game? They don't make those games. Xbox has a management problem. I'm going to bring that up to him right now too. But you're right. Before as the hardcore, I look at it something a little different, right? Because Microsoft, when I say they have an identity issue, right, is that I give credit to Sony and Nintendo. I don't really, I'm a Nintendo zealot. I can give a hell about stepping on a turtle's head, right? But they cater to their core. You understand? Those, how you say, those weird Tinky Winky Persona type games that PlayStation fans like. Yeah. Or whether Shenmue 3 or whatever the case may be, or even Death Stranding, you know what I mean? Or whatever. They cater to what their fans like, right? We all between the Xbox and the PlayStation, what separates those consoles are their exclusives, are their identity. What gives them their identity? They have 99% of the same multi-plats, but they are their exclusives, right? Mm-hmm. And they cater to their audience, their core. So even, I'm going to take it one step further, right? When Nintendo does those directs, and I don't care for Nintendo games whatsoever, it's not my thing, right? But it gets Nintendo fans excited and ecstatic, right? When they do these inside Xbox shows, or even the last one that they had, right? Like, or even with this last E3, Phil, in his mind, check this shit out, right? It reminds me of a motherfucker, like, I'll give you an example, like LL Cool J. He was dope. I rocked the bells when he was dirt and gritty, when he's poor, right? Then you get rich. You're no longer starving. Like, he's not the same lyricist. You know what I mean? So, they're so far out of tune and out of touch with what their core wants. I've never seen the company, this is fact, that are so vocal on social media, Mooch. We know what you guys want. We're going to bring it, And this motherfucker comes out on stage. It was a good choice to pull back Fable and give us Bandy Simulator. He no longer, bro. Like, listen here. They be eating too much steak with shark meat and caviar. They don't know what the fuck we want. Even those shows in Inside Xbox, right? Or the last one at the end of the day, right? And I'm being, what's crazy, right? And that's why I came to consider a weirdo was a weirdo no matter the controller, right? Remember they threw my black ass out the Xbox community, right? Now you got some motherfuckers that say, you know what? They claim to be neutral, but this shit on one motherfucking platform, right? You got those, right? I wasn't that guy. I wasn't that dude, right? 99.9% of this shit, the slogans you motherfuckers run around still saying today came out of this goddamn think tank right here. Be the Behemoth, bleed green. I seen Aaron Greenberg the other day on Twitter with a bleed green t-shirt and shit. Shout out to whoever was making money off that. All that shit came from me, right? Sony Pony, bleed green, right? Behemoth, right? You know I'm an Xbox guy, right? And I go back to this, right? Shout out to Southbound. I was motherfucking probably high as James Brown, the height of my dicks. I remember I called South. He was high and I was high. I was just wanting somebody to talk to, right? I'm sitting in my lazy boy chair, looking at my 4K television, right? In the 4K embassy, right? I said, South, you there, South? I'm here, Z. He fucked up. I'm fucked up. About 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, bro, we got a problem. I said, Houston, we got a problem, bro. I said, what do you mean? I said, bro, we're back down to just Gears, Force, and fucking Halo, man. That's not healthy. I don't give a fuck what. That there is not healthy. And I always used to tell you guys, the biggest issue that I have with Microsoft E3 is that I know what I'm going to get leading into it, right?
Right.
Gears, Force, and Halo. We had motherfucking E3 2018. Well, come on, Z. They look. They say, Z, come on, Z. They got the LLCs. They got the studios. What more do you want? Like, bro, like that's cool. I don't care about LLCs and corporations. What about the fucking game? All right, XO18, motherfucker, had that same energy. XO18 came around. I said, all right, I'm back this motherfucker. How you say, fool me what? Fool me once? Fool me again, right? I know what it is now. You ain't gonna keep telling me that a motherfucker fed 5,000 more with a can of tuna and a slice of bread. I ain't going for that shit. I don't want to hear about no motherfucking burning bush and no talking snakes. It's 2019. Say that shit for somebody else, right? All right, E3 2019. We gonna see what motherfucking Rare, the Digit Theory and all they've been working on, right? So now it's just crazy. Sometimes you gotta be honest, right, bro? Check this shit out. I asked Phil, my right-handed God, right? I asked Phil, and Phil has a way of throwing a motherfucker under the bus without, and being a nice guy about it. I asked him in the morning, right? I barely tweet Phil. I said, Phil, what's up with the art direction of these games? Like, and everything's Voodoo Vince, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, Zoo Tycoon, Disney Rush, Phantom, what's it with the original assets, Phantom Dust. Everything is Nickelodeon. I said, goddamn, Phil got some balls. He released a $5 goddamn console alongside Disney Rush, Xbox in hands, right? What the fuck is going on here, right? So, boom. He said, no, that's just by timing. I don't force anything on the developers, this, that, and the other.
Well, there you go, Z. You almost got to stop right there. That's one of my biggest things, and I talk about this on the show all the time, is leadership, right? So what he says is, I can't force the developers. Now this is me speaking. That's Phil's prerogative. Myself personally, I think that he should intervene and should step in more. It's not to take away the creative genius that these guys have. Let them be creative. But when you do have 4, 5, 6, and look at what we saw, right? We were told that XO19, not to jump to XO19 because you're on XO18, but just to jump real quick, we heard that Obsidian, Team 2, and then we heard that Rare, their next big thing coming, besides Sea of Thieves, okay? And we were like, okay, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. And what do we get? 2 more cartoon games. Can you please send them with a right? Downstairs? And like my whole point is that like that's okay. If you like those games, you know what I say, everybody? Go enjoy those games. Go enjoy those games. I'm not going to talk you out of those games, but I'm just saying to you that like after you've seen the laundry list of games we've gotten in the past 2.5 years, like Z just said, if you're not playing Gears, Halo, or Forza, you're typically playing a game that comes off as a cartoony art. That's the art. The art landscape is cartoony. So, I don't know. Myself personally, that's one of my biggest gripes that happened somewhere between Z, where we started this generation and when Phil took over, and not even when he took over, but then where we are today, is there's a bit of a leadership issue. Nobody steps in. I feel like when Sony executives have a problem with a game or an issue, they step in. They're like, this game needs to be done by this. This game needs to be of this caliber. And that's what Jim Ryan said. Our first-party studios deserve that VIP treatment. Because basically, we run them hard, right? It's like work hard, play hard. We run these guys hard, but they put out a hell of a product. And I think when you just give everybody, listen, Z, let's say me and you, right?
Oh, so I'm sorry, my mic was bit. I didn't even fucking. I'm sorry.
I
said I'm going to add to that, right? And hold on a bit. My man, Harsh Reality said, "Yo, I'm trying to get down with the crew. Holler at me if you need another Xbox guy. Yeah, I always need an Xbox guy to beat his legs. Not a problem, man. I'm gonna leave my Twitter. Inbox me on Twitter. Check it out. But this is what I want to say, right? I had the I don't know if you saw the show or not. I sent it to you. The developer of God of War. No, I'm a big, you obviously I'm a big God of War fan. God, David.
Absolutely, that's probably the first game you told me you need to try.
Yeah, that's my. I'm a huge God of War fan, and again, that was a personal milestone for me. They have the original creator on the show, My Best Damn Podcast. He came up there, right, and he said that, and of course, people like to talk about the studios that Microsoft bought, this, that, and the other, right. He said that really means nothing. What Microsoft has is a management problem, right? We got to think about that. And I never thought about it that way. Well, I used to say, like, you know what I mean? We can argue back and forth whether I know you're a Destiny guy or not, right? But that's arguably one of the biggest multiplats this generation, right? That's a fact. You know what I mean? You
can't take away from Bungie how big that game is. I mean, you like the game or you don't.
No, it's $1 billion franchise. Thank you very much, baby. It's $1 billion franchise, right? It exceeded Halo. Let's be real, right?
Yes.
And popularity and everything, right?
This generation, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that was in house, right? And one of the rifts, check this shit out. One of the rifts that started the crack between Bungie and Microsoft is they wanted to create something else was outside of Halo, which we now know is the Division. No, I'm sorry. What do you call it? Shit, Destiny, right? One of the issues, right? Cool. Now, mind you, that was in house. Now, I'm not saying that would have won the generation for them, but they'd have been much better off if they had that goddamn game and it would have been exclusive to their goddamn box. That's a fucking fact, right?
That's a fact.
I'm not saying again that it would have won the generation for them. But that would have moved some units, and they would have been. And again, that's another $1 billion franchise in the hole. You know what I mean? Cool, right? So we talking about as far as them and letting developers. I don't buy that shit. Letting developers create. So now I'm gonna take you back. And again, and I'll tell you guys, what you want to see the coalition would make outside of that. You guys, now we don't want to see this, that, and the other, right? And I was saying to you guys, again, we feel we all things change. You look at things different now, right? And I'm saying, and I'm just giving it the benefit of the doubt, right? And I said it's arguably to say that Naughty Dog, The Last of Us is bigger than the Uncharted, right?
Absolutely. Well, okay. I'll ride with that because I got to be honest with you, The Last of Us is probably one of my favorite games. Period.
Okay, The Last of Us 2, 17 minutes, whatever it did, is arguably a bigger franchise than the Uncharted series, right? In my opinion,
yes.
Where that is economy, the way that it's perceived by the gaming media, the fans, and just that and the other, right? 10 people from the Uncharted 3 team started them on that, right? 10 people. Was the 343 has over 500 goddamn employees. You can't take again, decide and have them work on something else while you're still finishing this up, and then when they finish enjoying, so what you call franchise fatigue. You understand what I'm saying? That's all.
Yes,
but then I also said, you know what? I didn't say this by choice, right? Motherfucker said, I didn't go to school to put myself $100,000 in debt just to make cars going around the track, right? Now, worst kept secret around the world is Playground Games. They're working on a Fable game, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, I know some people that know some. I know a little bit. Mooch, I know a little bit shit sometimes, right? I didn't say that I didn't say that by chance. I'm not claiming to be the industry insider, but it is what it is. I know that whether you believe, which I have no reason to lie over video games, I can never be wrong about my opinion. But I said that for a chance, right? Now, their next thing that they're working on. But even look at Respawn Entertainment. When you think of Respawn, you think of Call of Duty, you think of Titanfall. What's the last online game free to play?
Apex Legends.
And now Star Wars.
Star Wars. Why didn't Microsoft pick them up? They were for sale.
Here's the thing, though. Check it out, right? So, and now we got to be real. Now, this is the part of the show where we got to be honest, right? Right, again, them acquiring all these studios, right? Just looking across the street, we could be subjective, right? Who does Microsoft acquire? They acquired Ninja Theory. Now, Obsidian's The Outer Worlds is being praised, up and down across the street, right?
That's right.
But be honest, what was the last hit that Ninja Theory had?
They just had Hellblade, and even Hellblade was critically acclaimed. But it wasn't a blockbuster.
All right, so again, but they followed up that with Bleeding Edge, right? Okay, we gotta be honest here, right?
Bleeding Edge ain't even out yet.
But I'm just saying, it ain't the answer, right?
But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, and then even again, fucking Obsidian just dropped a big hit. The next follow up to that was fucking with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and some crazy shit, bro. Like I don't know.
Don't get me started,
bro. And then they show what the fucking rare. I see a black man frying a roach. I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. But I said that to say this, right? You hear, and I'm not saying all those games are exclusive because they say world premiere, they're going to premiere on other platforms, right? But when you think about the Xbox and why they're being teased about the not just the art style, the type of mature content that they're releasing, you have a whole fucking show with nothing but the same Sea of Thieves art style type of god games. It's like these motherfuckers are living in their own vacuum here. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I know exactly what you're saying, and this is and again, I don't want to sound like I'm saying the same thing over and over, but it's so important to kind of point this out. When you saw, and it's funny because see, now we have these metrics that are out there that kind of mislead a lot of people, and that is that, like, you know, they're like, well, Sea of Thieves had 8 million people stop by. Well,
what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, what does that literally mean? Like, I can make a metric to anything. I could be like, you know what? Like, the first person in every household in America tuned into Crossfire last week. No one else did that. Who cares? It doesn't mean anything. Like, so the fact that you have Game Pass for 99 cents, you turned on, the minute you turned on Sea of Thieves, you are a statistic. You became a statistic. You became a tally. Okay? So my point being is right now, nobody rushed out to the stores. They didn't sell a ton of Sea of Thieves, right? You don't see. I don't think there's a lot of activity on that. I don't know. See, I don't know if you could probably get to it even faster than me. But if you check Twitch right now, let me know where Sea of Thieves is on. And people go, you can't use that. Wait a minute. Why can they use their metrics? That's a metric to let you know what kind of engagement a lot of people that are. You know, Twitch is powerful, right? So, like, if people aren't watching Sea of Thieves on Twitch, this all gets back to your point. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of people watching it. There's not a lot of people streaming it. There's people who stop by, play for a couple of minutes here and there, but it's not a ton of people. Why would you let Rare go back and make now basically what I saw? And I don't know, guys. Again, remember, this is opinion and based off of what I saw for the 3-minute clip they gave us. Uh-huh. It looks like Sea of Thieves on land, right? It's not Sea of Thieves, but it's going to be that type of game with that same type of, you know, like, and the people are saying it's going to, everyone's just taking the baton and running with it. Oh, this is going to be Microsoft Zelda. Hold up. You know what I mean? Like, let's just pump, like you say, Z, pump the brakes.
Yeah. Let me pay the bills very quick. My brother Game O'Malley, he says, Phil, the best thing to happen to PlayStation. The Raven Flow. What's wrong with Xbox connection with the new exclusive with their audience? If Rise been on PlayStation, it would have turned a profit like Knack. And hold on, I'm gonna answer that. He said, the best thing, the beast thing, I bet Post Up got a Philippines stamp. Jesus Christ. To answer your question, right, about Rise, it's so, I don't know, as far as I don't get caught up in the money, but it's sold probably about 2 million goddamn copies or whatever the case may be. The issue was with Rise is that they had a falling out with Crytek about whoever owned the IP because they was willing to fund a sequel to the game. That was the issue. I mean, it sold whatever it was going to sell. It was a launch game, you know. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's not about what turned, a profit or whatever. That wasn't the issue. It sold okay. It did over 2 million. Quite sure well over that by now. But I'm just saying that wasn't the issue. Why I didn't get a sequel? I didn't get a sequel because Microsoft also had a TV show planned for it, but they fell out with the guy from the owner of Crytek. Is Crytek still even in business or whatever? But
I don't know if they're in business anymore. I know that they're.
Yeah, but that's what happened. Not that because the sales sucked ass or something, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be.
But think about it, Z. Think about what we're talking about here from the beginning to where now we're at the middle here. We're getting to the middle point, and then we'll work our way to the end where we are today. But like, do you see how a lot of people say, "Hey, Zaire, Z, tell me something. Why did you change?" And you know what I say? I'm going to answer for you, Z. Mm-hmm. You didn't change.
No, I didn't.
You're the same gamer that I met back in 2014.
Damn if I ain't.
Microsoft changed. Mm-hmm. Not you. So my point is that like when people say, why did you change? Why the change of heart from Mooch and Zaire? What and crap and well, it's not. It wasn't just that we didn't. I love what I loved, and when we came, that 360 console was near and dear to everybody on BGST. Period. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I don't think Z will ever even disagree with that.
No.
All of a sudden, right?
That's well put.
When you look at the transformation, and I'm not saying it's bad, guys, but understand this too. If you love what Microsoft's doing and you're listening to the show, good for you. I think that's great. But my point is right now, if you go back to when we bought these consoles, Xbox One in 2013 to today, Xbox made the change. All we're doing is we're reacting. And that's natural. That's a normal human function. You will react when something happens differently to you. And that's the thing. The games are different. The mentality's different. The focus is different. So if they can change, why can't we change? You know? So that's the thing. And I'm not trying to say that it's bad by no means. If you like that model, that's great. But there's certain things that, like Z, you want to know something? Like I like xCloud. Yeah. I really do. Mm-hmm. I like that part of it. I don't necessarily care for. I thought they could have handled Game Pass a little differently.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. All right, now that was well put, and my man said the answer was Phil Spencer, the best thing that happened to Sony, right? I'm gonna tell you what the best thing that happened with Sony. Sony was down on their ass, and they doubled down on themselves. You know, I mean, it had nothing to do with what Phil did or what Microsoft did. Sony was on their ass, and they bet on themselves. So that was the best thing to happen to Sony. You know what I mean? You know, they, you know, I mean, people said, well, Sony's known for this. I'm like, no, like, a lot of those games that they were psyching or third-party deals, like during the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, you know what I mean? Now a lot of those games are multi-platform, majority of them are, you know what I mean? But what they did, I give them all the credit in the world, you know what I mean? Not only did they release VR, whether you like it or not, they supported it. They also, again, what we've been asking for doing, themed consoles, third-party deals, you know what I mean? Exclusive content, things that gamers like. Microsoft went away from all that shit there. So again, people like you said, what next gen? What changed? What changed? Again, bro, listen. And I asked this question. I can listen. There's one thing about me, Mooch, and I always said I don't have a problem being subjective or objective. I'm not the biggest Halo guy, right? But I understand Halo is big, just that and the other. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Forza guy. I understand it's big for the community. You never hear me. It is what it is. Not for me, but I'm not liking those that like it. They have not released a AAA game outside of. Listen. If you think I'm bullshitting, the best game that Microsoft released in 4 years, outside of Quake, not like Quantum Break, was a $20 title in Cuphead. Just think about outside of Gears, Force, and Halo. It was a $20 goddamn Cuphead.
Yeah.
Crack. Listen, I've been dropped the scoop on Crackdown. We better Cuphead or Crackdown 3. Like, we have to be honest, and you know what I mean. At the end of the day, and I've always said, if you want things to be better, you got to be honest. Stop, and hold their feet to the fire, and stop. Oh, we hear you guys, but you keep giving us the same shit.
That's the thing, though. Z, you can hear me, but are you listening?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You can hear me yelling.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But are you listening? Because I know they hear us, but I don't think they're listening to what we're asking for. And frankly, I got to be real with you. That's why we had that. I can't remember what one of the first questions you said. Oh yeah, you said, Mooch, do you think that they're going to bring? Do you think the Xbox and the Xbox brand will ever be back to where it was?
Okay, yeah.
I say no, and I say no. I don't mean that as necessarily. Like, shout out to Rock Dog who's in the chat. He's like, Mooch, why you got to be down on Xbox? I don't think, Z, and you tell me if you're always honest with me, Z. Am I being down on Xbox? I'm not. I'm just telling you, this is where they're going, and this is how me and you have been talking games for so many years. Like, I don't know if they're going on the same bus we want to, travel on anymore. Like, because where they're heading with their games aren't necessarily the flavor and the type that we are accustomed to playing on the console.
How about this then, right? Shout out to my brother Coop, man, right? And shout out to you, Rock. I think it's maybe the first time I've seen you in my show. Shout out to you, right? It's not about being down on the Xbox, right? Or whatever the case may be. It's not about that, right? But what I'm saying, or what even he was saying, right? Even with the talent they acquired, right? Just looking across the pond, what do they have? Or what studio they have that can make something that's going to rival The Last of Us, or maybe the God of War, or Horizon, or Spider-Man? Just looking at what they, I mean.
Well, you go.
They want to develop for We Happy Few.
Okay, so Obsidian. Right. Let's go back to your original. You were getting into this, and you were making a hell of a point. So you said Mooch, who they acquired lately? Obsidian, Ninja Theory, which I do agree with you. I think your point was Ninja Theory had a good run with Hellblade, but really, what have you done for me lately? Not much, right? So there's that. And then they have a bunch of smaller company. Now, the initiative they're building, shout out to the initiative. Like, they're probably going to be something big, right? I think they're going to put some, I hope so. But then you look at, Sony goes and makes one new acquisition. One.
Insomniac.
And it's I'm going to use your words, Z, because you got to get they're a behemoth company.
Yes.
They picked up another, I'm going to say this, and I don't know if everyone's going to believe me with this, but they're another Naughty Dog caliber.
Yes.
Right? So Microsoft goes out and grabs 7 new teams, but if you take the 7 and you push them together, you got like 2 top tier, 3 top tier at most. And then you go and you look at what's going on with Sony, and they may even acquire Remedy down the line. Who knows? But you're talking about, Spider-Man by Insomniac, and even us Xbox guys. We love what? What do we love? We love Sunset Overdrive. It was great. Yeah. Everybody loved it. I gotta have it. So, and it actually was one of the games that Meta scored one of the highest games this generation for Xbox. Who's that? Insomniac Games. And now who owns the rights? And you tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Okay? Because it's with logistics and the law, things kind of get a little bit messed up here. But I believe Sony owns it now.
They own it. They own it. It's theirs.
Okay. So one of the greatest games, Z, on Xbox this generation is now owned by Sony.
Yes.
Like, don't say that doesn't mess you up in the head a bit, right? That's messed up. That's crazy.
But again, like, so, but I even like this, what, I mean, like, far as I understand this business, just that and the other, right? And I'm gonna go back to this stuff because I do want to talk about these next generation consoles, right? So much in between, about them leaving the generation on such a low note. You know what I mean? Battletoads. That's what we wasn't looking for. Come on, like,
no, or at least not that version of it, Z.
You see the character from Killer Instinct or something, like, come on, bro, like they bugging the fuck out here, like, you know what I mean? Will Ori and the Blind Forest score high? Absolutely, you know what I mean?
Yes, it will.
It will, you know what I mean? So you got Ori, and then
Battletoads and Bleeding Edge,
and and then I guess whenever Halo, and
then Halo will be November.
Halo and Forza.
Well, Forza, I mean, I don't know, and this is something that I got to give Crap credit for. Crap's been looking into that. I think the earliest we're going to see the new Forza would be spring 2021.
Well, whatever, but it's coming. All right, but
it's coming. Absolutely.
All right, so again, like leaving the generation on such a low note, and you look at what Sony's leaving the generation on. They still have The Last of Us to drop, and Ghost of Tsushima, and a bunch.
The Last of Us 2. So here we are, and if I'm jumping the gun here, Z, you say, Mooch, we'll get there. But here we are again, where we're talking about possibly Death Stranding being Game of the Year this year, and then you've got you said Ghost of Tsushima, which, by the way, I'm looking forward to immensely. But at the same time, you could have stopped with The Last of Us 2, because The Last of Us 2 is not only going to get. And I know there's a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 fans out there. And guys, not taking it away from the game, I can't wait to play that too. But in all honesty, like, The Last of Us 2 is going to get a nomination for next year's Game of the Year. And I'll tell you right now, Z, in my personal opinion, without even playing it yet, just from what critics are saying with behind the scenes and the 3 hours they played, that's going to win next year. So, and if it doesn't win, everyone's like, Mooch, you said it was going to win. If it doesn't win, it's going to lose by like a vote. You know what I mean? And it's going to lose to Cyberpunk. But I mean, that's the thing. So when you say that, that's what I'm trying to say. So when you already line up next year, it's like, as an Xbox fan, you already have to go, all right, I guess I'm waiting until Halo and then 2021. Because you're already waiting there. And then you have to look at the timetable for Obsidian. You've got to look at the timetable for Ninja Theory.
Mm-hmm.
If Ninja Theory's team right now, one of their smaller teams, it's not even that big of a company, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
But if their smaller teams working on Bleeding Edge and getting that out, and there are a chunk of people working on the new one, the newer one at the best is going to be the end of 2021 or 2022. Obsidian, their B team's making Grounded.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody there, but that's not my bag.
Yeah, but that's one of hold on. Shut up and pay this bill. Shut up and pay this
go ahead. Go.
Shout out to my brother SS9 Bridget. I'm sorry I slipped by me. He said the Xbox 2 has cartoon games. It would fail. It's crazy that we even talking about this. And I want to ask you something, Mooch. And shout out to my brother Coop Man. Sony would knock Xbox out in the first round 2020, and I don't think I missed anything else. I wanted to, and listen, guys, here's the link to the free messaging app. If you want to ask us a question, it's totally free, and you help support the show. I said something that got a big backlash, and I want to get into these next consoles, right? To me, it seems like Microsoft is going after that pre-Nintendo crowd, and they're going to kind of lean on third party to handle their mature content. How Sony kind of leans on third party to handle their multiplayer aspect of things. And to me, that's what it looks like to me. I'm just going by again from 2016 up until 2019 and everything that they're showed. Just again, look at the art style. Crackdown, Voodoo Vince, Recore, Sea of Thieves, what's that? It was State of Decay 2. It's been all, and again, I go back to saying I got the world's most powerful goddamn console. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you a question, Z. Yeah, and I hate putting you in the hot seat on your.
I don't care. Yeah.
Are you buying a Scarlett?
I hate to seem like the dummy to sit in there, but yes, I'm a console gamer, right? I like Gears, and I hope crossplay going forward is the mandatory. Shout out to Call of Duty for doing that, but I can't play shooters on a DualShock 4. I can't. It's my hands, or I can't do it. But for our shooters and whatever exclusives they do come out that I do like with, but all of my multi-platform, being honest with you, because they're going to be about the same in power, will be on the PlayStation 5, going forward. You know what I mean? Just, to building up my library. And like I said, nine times when we're talking, and too much of the ecosystem, I'm on Discord when I'm streaming, so it really doesn't really make a goddamn difference, you know what I mean? But shooters, whether it's Battlefield or Duty or whatever the hell comes out, Gears, I will get that on the Scarlett. But as far as like the multiplats going forward and whatever exclusives, it's switched, because before I would buy only exclusives on the PlayStation and get everything on the box, right?
Yes.
But not anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, no, not just that, but I mean, the one thing I always say, I said the same thing to Crap on his show, and I'll say the same thing on your show, Z, is here's the deal, right? So as well as I know, Microsoft is going to do a deal. Sony's going to do the same thing. So you have a PS4 and you want to get a PS5, or you want to get an Xbox One X and you want to get a Scarlett. They're going to give us, and I'm making this number up, Z, but we've done how many trade-ins now? Minimum $250 for this thing, right? It's still selling for $399. $499. So in certain, I think did they finally drop the X to $399?
I think it's $350 this Black Friday with Star Wars.
But what's the regular price on it? It's still $399, right? $399.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So they're going to give you about $250 for this thing to trade it in.
Yeah.
So if the new rumor that came out today for Sony is the PS5 is going to be $499.
Yeah.
If that's true and the Xbox matches it, listen, guys. No one, never speaking for your money, never am I. But Moochonomics here, okay? It's the class is in full session. If they're going to give you $250 for your X, go get the Scarlett. I'm telling you right now, go get the Scarlett. Because for $250, you're crazy.
Yeah,
after that trade-in deal, you're not going to get that kind of trade-in deal 3, 6, 8 months later.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to have the best version of,
That's all I'm saying, Z.
Yeah, I'm not a PC type dude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but far as like I said, where I spend the bulk of my money, again, like I said, on multiplats, will be on the other console. You know what I mean? I just it's sad to say again they lost a guy like me. You know what I mean? And this would maybe they just don't care. I understand their casuals, but I spend more. Listen, Mooch.
Well, that's what I said, Z. You do the hardcore fan base. This is what I've been trying to say, and it's again, Microsoft throws out so many metrics now, or they just make one-liners like Gears 5 sold more than Gears 4. Everyone's like, see, Game Pass didn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Well, what did Gears 4 sell? Like, was it great or was it? We don't know. They didn't tell us what Gears 4 sold. Z. So if I don't know what Gears 4 sold like, I'm making this up, of course, 1,000 copies. Yeah. So Gears 5 sold 1,001. All right, great. But I mean, we don't know any numbers from them. So what I'm saying to you is that, Zaire, you were hardcore. Do you remember all the times you were on your channel? People can go back and look. All the unboxings.
Yes, sir.
All the crazy shit you bought. All the exclusive shit you bought.
Headphones, headsets, controllers.
Oh, my God. If there was a Gears anything you had, a statue, a headset, a console, a controller. Yeah, okay? So, but the thing is, though, now that's what Jim Ryan was saying. We want to give our first-party games that showing, that extreme VIP treatment. Now, Microsoft doesn't do that anymore. There's no consoles, there's no statues, there's no this, there's no that, and the game's 99 cents. So they took someone like Zaire, and see, I'm only picking on you because you got it on video, you got it on film. You were spending $200, $250 on a $60 game. Yep. Now you know what you spent? 99 cents.
99 cents.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is the Game Pass method does work, but you need to reach the 2 billion in air quotes, not really. Okay, you need the casual gamer. The hardcore that used to spend $250 on a $60 game is now spending $1 or $2 or $5, whatever Game Pass is on sale for, whatever you guys are in there for. I use 99 cents as a joke, but it's not much of a joke. I have Game Pass Ultimate till June 2022, and I got it for $1. It matched my gold. Now, I did go buy 2 more years of gold to tack on before I did the $1, but I was going to do that anyway. And I got the 2 gold years on, what was it called? CD keys, Z, for $50 a piece. So for $100, which I was going to do that anyways, I have to play on Xbox Live, that I bumped myself up to 2022. Then for $1, it matched me on Ultimate Game Pass. So, but I was one of those guys going out there and spending $65 to $100 on the collector's edition per game. Now they're only getting what they always got from me, which was Xbox Live Gold plus $1. So this is my point. It's not that these metrics they're throwing out are necessarily bad. They're not bad. But the thing is, though, where are you starting from, and where are you showing me that these stats overlay? What's the delta? Are you seriously making a ton more money? If that's the case, good for you. Good for us. I don't necessarily see that happening. I don't see casuals jumping on Game Pass.
Here's the thing, right? And I give credit to them. And hold on. Shout out to Brian. Said people. This is on the free messaging app. People forget that Sony has those cartoon games, Ratchet and Clank, Contra Genie, but they do not focus on those games, and that's an issue. Now, I want to also address that. It's not the fact that everything. I'm not saying it has to be. I like Sunset Overdrive. I didn't have a problem with Max Curse for the Brotherhood. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everything has to be ultra realistic, but this is all that they're giving us. You understand what I'm saying? That's when it becomes an issue, when you're only giving us these type of games, art style type of games, and there's nothing else to go along with that. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay to have, you know what I mean? I understand that gaming is much
You're
bigger
saying sprinkle in something, like Concrete Genie came out this year, Z.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Looks great, right? I didn't play it, but looks great. But
no, but that's cartoony-ish, but they sprinkled it in between Days Gone and Death Stranding.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so and shout out to Brian Mason, long time no see me. Just here 1 second, right? But that's all that that's what I'm saying. I say they got, and I'm not making fun. Listen, here's my disclaimer, right? When a diabetic gaming, right? I'm not making fun of diabetics. Like, stop, cut the shit, okay? You know what I mean? But or the guy, they try to say I made fun of the guy, Lil Olsen with the controller. No, they got every and anything for every other genre. But hey, but the shit for the streets, shit that made me an Xbox guy or you an Xbox guy. You know what I mean? I'm just being Sea of Thieves ain't for me. I'm not knocking those that like it. You know what I mean? But I remember, we had the bankers, bro. We sat back and made fun of Sony guys. You remember Maziago used to come up with the list with the Tropico 5s and Godzilla and all this shit. Now this shit done flip, and these guys out there naming shit a little bit. Look, what the fuck is going on here? Like, they done lost the whole strip and read this bill right here. Shout out to Brian Mason. What do you think will release their final performance specs and release date first? Sony or Microsoft? I have a feeling that Sony will try to release their console 2 or 3 weeks before Microsoft. But here's the thing. A shout out to you, Bryant Mason. Long time no secret, brother. Sony's going to most likely going to stick to their guns and have their showing in February for their quarter thing like they did with the PS5. We're not going to get any specs from either one of these consoles until E3. And that's another issue that I have with Microsoft, that they're always a day late and a dollar too short. And I give you an example. And we're going to get back into the next generation. We're going to close the show with this, right? When last year for Black Friday, right? Microsoft had the better deals, right? Boom.
Yes.
Sony came out that motherfucker and said, you know what? We're going to start this bitch Monday. Microsoft followed that.
Yes, they did.
Microsoft followed Thursday. You know what I mean? They've always been in counteractive of what Sony is doing, and that has been the problem this whole generation. You instead of trying to follow them and just do what you do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do what you've been doing. Go out that bitch and be the behemoth. We don't need indies on the stage for 35 fucking minutes. You have a pre-E3 show. You have after E3 show. E3 is for the fucking Michael Bay, the fucking lights glimmering and glaxing. You know what I mean? They don't need that shit. Fuck what Sony's doing. Sony came out that bitch and showed not one indie, ain't nobody missed a beat. Ain't nobody said shit. You know what I mean? You are a $1 trillion fucking company, and you're afraid of your own shadow. Listen, I don't want to hear about that feels a night. Nice guys finish last. How you say? Nice guys don't get they don't get the second base with a date, all right? Nice girl warm up. Nice guy take out the dinner, bring her back home. The rude boy pull up in the hot rod and take out late night. Listen. There's too much. Listen, bro. Let me tell you this, right? And maybe some of you guys may feel my passion. The original Xbox, and we're going to get into PS5 talk now. The original Xbox got its teeth kicked in by the PlayStation 2. You understand that? But guess what? That didn't wait for me as a fan because I felt their passion, bro. Bomber all on stage, jumping up and down, sweaty armpits, and this the different games that they were given in Xbox Live. So it was no brainer for me to be there for the 360, and then the strides and stuff they made with the 360. So now, bro, what the fuck is going on here? They are the laughing fucking stock of the gaming community, bro. You have to listen, bro. Listen, check this shit out, right? You know what we talking about big bank take little bank, right? Shit, the motherfucker was laughing. What they do? You go out there and buy Titanfall, motherfucker. Lifetime exclusive. Yeah. Holler at us. Donnie D said, yeah, we buy that. We lock that up. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? We don't have no sugar. You know what I mean?
That's the old school mentality, Z.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Locked it down.
But check it out. That also gets mind share. You're going into the next generation with no mind. Don't get me wrong. You have guys, and I'm not knocking guys that are Xbox fans that are still holding and waiting for, for them to do it. And listen, bro, just for me being a fucking gamer, and I even tell my Sony guys that, right? You want Microsoft to have great games and all this shit. Yes. Why? Because still is going to make Sony go out there motherfucking and step their shit up. You know what I mean?
You got to have competition. You have to have it on every playing field.
Yeah, it's good. It's better for us. It's okay to have your preferred platform. You might perform one more of other. That doesn't mean anything, right? But you don't want, like you said, it's unhealthy for gaming. Hear me out, bro. If you don't want that cocky Sony again, trust me, need 2 jobs and all that other weird shit, you know what I mean? Because these companies get like that. It's a business, right? You know what I mean? So, I'll give you an example, right? People started to take on to PlayStation Now with the 2 free games. What did Microsoft have to do? They had to start giving you 2 free games and shit, right? The Xbox 360 was curve kicking the shit out of the PS3. They didn't have voice chat. They didn't have a store. They didn't do none of that shit. So guess what? It was very popular and very successful. Right. What did Sony had to do? They had to go and implement that on their own platform. You understand what I'm saying? So they push and drive each other. You know what I mean?
That's that competition. It drove the other one to work harder.
There you go. And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Now, next generation. I'm sorry. I know we just said a lot. We don't have a long time. And we're not going to be able to next generation. Next year, Mooch. Yes. We're literally a year away. And we'd have been through
not far anymore.
No, we'd have been through the trials and tribulation. We'd have been down memory lane.
Yeah, we're less than a year away, basically. I mean, honestly, or you know what? To the day. To the day. We're to the day.
To the day. All right. Now, I know you most likely you're going to get the PS5 and the Scarlett there day one. All right.
Absolutely.
Now I haven't asked you this, right? But as Mooch, I know American, Mooch, the great American, bleed green, right? All right, and all the bands.
Amen.
Yeah, right. God bless America, right?
Yeah.
In your heart, how do you feel now about the product going forward? Because listen, here's my thing, right? I did a show before. Game Pass is a hell of a fucking service, right?
Absolutely. There's no denying the value on it.
It's not, you know what I mean? But you still need the games. You still, you know, you can't the service. You still gonna need some. You still gonna need some AAA goddamn games, some quality, you know, some breathtaking games from Microsoft first party.
Absolutely.
You still need that to go along with that. They can get that going along with that. That we back, and we cooking with some goddamn grease here.
That's right.
How do you feel as a consumer? You, right? You know what I mean? If you only check this shit out, right? Shit might hit rock bottom. Trump, whatever fucking happened, we in a recession, and you can only afford one console, Mooch.
Yes.
What would it be?
I would buy the PS5.
Okay. And that being now, you're not a big Halo guy like me. You don't care for Forza like me, or
I've always said, listen, I enjoy Halo. I like Halo.
Okay.
Am I a crazy Halo fanatic? No, I never was. You know that. I mean, you see me on Xbox. I'm not like 24/7 on Halo. Believe it or not, Gears was more of my thing on the Xbox platform. That was when you go back to all the stories and people go, so what got you into it? What got you so hyped about the 360? It was Gears of War. And the last two Gears of War for me, they didn't, I wouldn't use the word they fell flat, but they didn't do what the first three did for me.
Okay.
And honestly, and Z, I don't know if this is gonna be music to your ears, or you're gonna be like, get out! One or the other, but realistically, when it comes to God of War, I didn't care for the first three.
Oh shit!
But I love, right? I know you love.
Hey,
three.
bro, did you play 3? God damn it!
I play. Listen, I played about. I got the remaster. I went and bought the remaster.
Wait, did you play 4 first? First of all, the last one, and then play 3 because it's kind of hard to go back.
No, I played. No, right hand of the Lord. I played 3 first.
Okay.
But the problem I had with 3 was just that 3's a great game, but I didn't like how it goes from like up close scroller 3D, then it backs off, and then you're like size of.
But you gotta realize, right, bro? That was for last generation.
I get that.
Had you played that last generation, bro, it would have been. It would have been a much different. It would have been a much different experience.
But okay, I love God of War this generation, 2018.
Yes.
That was revolutionary. But I mean, to get back to your point, like when it gets down to it, though, is hey, I don't need. Listen, I have a PC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a ready for this, guys. I got a mobile phone.
Oh shit!
So I can play xCloud.
Talk that shit, Mooch. Oh come on, Mooch. About to do 17
it goes back to your question.
Where's the albino rhino out? We need you, albino. Back call, but albino rhino.
I think Crap would agree with me, except for the xCloud. But I mean, I don't necessarily need the Scarlett to play game. Plus, I have Xbox One X in my home. They already said that you're going to be able to play Halo.
Yes.
You're going to be able to play Forza on your Xbox One X.
Yes, sir.
Forward compatibility.
Yes, sir.
So my money, day one, and I like your example. You said, you know what, Mooch, when it comes down to it, boil it down. Which one are you buying? I'll be there first in line. I will be buying there's no doubt I will be buying. I have 2 PS4s in the house. On day one, I'll have 2 PS5s. I have 2 Xbox Ones in the house. I will only have 1 Scarlett. I will not be buying 2 Scarletts.
All right, let me answer that question for you, right? And you're right. I don't need a. And listen, to be fair, I listen. I told guys going forward, I'm funky fresh out of damage control. I'm like, that's not my thing. The damage control for either company. Don't get caught up in the theatrics and be bugging the fuck out. Like don't. But being honest, they're going to be cross-gen development for both Microsoft and Sony at the start of the generation. And
at the start of the generation, yes.
And regardless of what Microsoft may say, no console left behind, it's third party that dictates that shit there, right? If they don't want to squeeze that motherfucker down to work with it ain't happening. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. You know what I mean? But
see, right now your Xbox One X is doing 4K 60.
Yeah. Listen,
you don't need to upgrade it, but the PS4 Pro is maxing out at 1800p.
I get. Listen, well, let me tell you something. Listen, I'm 41 years old, Mooch. black man, person of color, high cholesterol. I'm playing on the Xbox all my life. Get diabetic and fucked up over here, bro. Been shot 3 times in March. Listen, I'm in my last days, good brother. Give me my flowers where I can smell them. With that being said, right? Check this shit out, right? I get all that, and Sony's going to do the same thing, right? And I'm going to answer your question there. Carlos Crespin said, do you think that Microsoft is still going to publish games on the PlayStation 5? Absolutely, Minecraft. And, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
You know, but they said, I don't know. Microsoft's nothing but Microsoft. They go back and say they will, they won't, because even with the game Psychonauts 2, or whatever the hell critically acclaimed, they bought back the publishing rights for $10 million and still decided to put it on the PlayStation 4, whatever, going forward. And I've also said, you know, I said this, I'm sorry. I've also said on numerous shows that Nintendo and Sony, what I get from them, they want to stomp out and annihilate the competition. Microsoft doesn't care. They want to make money. As long as they make the most money and they can hand the trophy to the winner at the end of the race, that's all that they give a fuck. Like, and then, like, back when I used to be doing my, battling ponies and not to talk about their money, Microsoft makes so much fucking money in gaming. It's fucking crazy. Things they don't even talk about in the public, like I forgot the name of the app. The actually app that they just say Windows Word, Microsoft Word, right? That's the name of the app, right? They have an app that they make games in, like these big studios. Microsoft owns that. You know, like motherfuckers also forget, like the Rumble technology, right? A company named Immersion. You guys bought a PS3 at launch, and remember your controllers didn't fucking rumble? It was because Sony got sued by a company called Immersion for their technology. They lost. Paid the $40 million, you know what I mean? Microsoft was smart. They paid the $10 million and bought half the company. They probably own full of the company. I don't even fucking know. The shit that they don't even talk about. This is all fucking facts here, right? They make so much money in gaming. And to say that Microsoft is getting out of gaming, I don't see that happening, because when it comes to, like you said, entertainment, gaming is number one, more than movies and music.
Isn't that crazy?
Remember,
like you said, back in 2013, when you're doing all this, right? Like, all these guys not being social, talking about games, and now it's like it's the money maker. It's beyond movies.
It's had surpassed
crazy
all of that, right? You know what I mean? This is the number one form.
Don't you love when people say to you still game? Yeah, what are you doing? Watching The Voice?
Hey, but even so much that, like, you have, we are the old guard at the gate. You have gamers that are born every day. That's year. Christmas, so kids will be getting their, 7, 8-year-old getting their first PS4 and their Xbox One. Gaming is forever growing. You know what I mean? That's not going to stop anytime fucking soon. But I say that to say this, go back to the original statement, like far as, what Microsoft said, no gamer left behind. And I told you I also had a problem with that. And, and shout out to Diller, and he probably is watching, and, and those guys that like to do the tech podcast. I'm sorry, they do like to do the tech and talking about ray shaders and core, CUDA cores and all that slick shit there. Like, And so Sony's not going to have this, and then they'll make it different. If Microsoft is still making goddamn games to run in 2013 hardware, right? And I know that you have what you call software that they can scale up and scale down. But if Sony's still coding, and let's not forget about PC, they're going from PC to the Scarlett, to the X, and to the S, to the SAD, they still got all that shit there, right? Right? And again, if Sony's just still coding for the PS5, I'm not saying what's better, this is just, are going to look better graphically, right? Software can never beat hardware. Okay, what you talking about? Software will never beat hardware. You know what I mean? If it's like if they know what's there, that's how you can. That's what I mean by that. Let me break it down even in layman's terms, right? You can take a PC with the same specs as the Xbox X or whatever, the Pro, and those consoles will run circles around that PC with the same specs. Why? Because everything in it is meant for gaming. You have a gaming rig. You have a big system hog, which goes Windows. You have a whole bunch of other shit running in the background. It's not really, made for gaming, or just like you said, games aren't just tailored made for 2080 Ti. You got 1,000 different iterations, but that's neither here or there. But I'm just saying, so their games are still going to look better graphically, right? So I think I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If they don't get the power narrative, this is how bad a position that they put themselves in.
Yeah.
If they don't get the power narrative, next generation, right?
Yeah.
Right? And just say if the PS5 is 10% more powerful, right? You already know how the console war is going to go. Digital Foundries, slow. You see it coming, right?
Can I see it coming? I feel like it's deja vu. I feel like we already lived it.
You see it coming, right? So you listen. You listen. How you say, beware. The winter's coming, right? You see how it's coming, right?
Yes.
But what about this then? Again, what if Microsoft is the more powerful, right?
Yeah.
About whatever. But Sony games, graphically, still looks better than their exclusives graphically.
Well, a lot of times the big argument you hear right now is you say, okay, look at Days Gone, look at Death Stranding, and look at God of War. Would you say that those 3 games look better than Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves?
Hell yeah.
Me too.
Hell yeah.
So but that's what I'm trying to say. And now you have games coming out that we see the future, and we're looking into the future. We see Grounded, and we see Everwild.
No.
If I'm saying it properly, right? So my point being is now I'm like, okay, wait. So I have a $500 box right now that is the most powerful console. But it's not putting out the equivalent to what a less powerful console's doing as the competitor.
How about
and now I say to you, okay, so what are you gonna? This is what's important. You want to, if Microsoft's listening or cares to listen, what are you showing us all at E3 next year that makes us want to take a $500 box I have right here in my office? I got $500 box, Xbox One X, bought it for, right? Why would I turn this $500 box in and buy another one at, if $250 trade in? Nonetheless, still $250, $300 out of your pocket.
You got it.
Ain't chump change. That's money, right? That's cash. So what I'm trying to say to you is, so all of a sudden, what is it you're showing me? Because if you're showing me Everwild and Grounded and Ori 2, then I don't necessarily need to go run out and trade up, do I? No. But now you made a good point. Will PlayStation 5 have that forward compatibility for a brief period? It'll be a brief period of time, Z. It'll probably be just the launch games. And then after that, it's going to be like, buy a PS5 or we have a console for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to be playing. I don't think you're going to be playing.
They're going to cut it off. They're going to cut it off soon.
They're going to cut it off sooner than Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like I said, they're gonna cut it off sooner than
Microsoft. I think Microsoft's going to keep that Xbox One S and Xbox One X alive a lot longer than Sony will keep the PS4 alive.
Yeah. But again, like I said, it all determines on what third party has to show, or or what they have to offer. Like I don't think engines are changing. Unreal Engine 4 or 3. It was when they want to stop squeezing shit down, because even with the new Star Wars Battlefront now, not Battlefront, Star Wars Jedi.
Oh, Jedi Fallen, yeah.
I don't even. They saying it's below 720p on the standard Xbox One. You know what I mean?
On the standard Xbox One, yes. Xbox One X is 1080p. On the Pro, it's like 800p or
whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Upscale to 4K. Because I can't tell the difference. I always said then, I can't tell the difference between the native 4K and 1080p upscale, but we can tell the difference with better graphics, right? But to add, and again, shout out to my brother too. I'm sorry, I wanted to shout him out. AP the Shooter for the $30 donation. I appreciate it very much, good brother. AP the Shooter. I want to say this, right? And like I said, a lot has changed. Like even us, we've grown. Even within this, what we do here, right? We have changed. Our opinions have changed. Like who would have thought we would be saying the shit that we're saying, right? Publicly.
I never would have thought this
publicly, right? Publicly. No. Like, you know what I mean? Saying it publicly out for the world.
Right.
What we talk about behind closed doors is something different. What we saying publicly, right?
But Z, it comes back to when you were first telling everybody in the audience just what it comes down to make a podcast. And if you're going to do 3 shows, I do. Currently we're doing 3 shows a week. It's like now 2, and like I'll be honest with you, you can't get on and talk as much as you talk. You got to speak from your heart.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Z. Like, so if someone's going to ask you, Z, what are you going to play next generation? Day one, you can only buy one. You're probably going to say the PlayStation 5. I mean, you're not going to.
Yeah. I said that. Yeah, I said that because I know that I'm getting a sequel to Spider-Man, God of War,
Horizon Zero Dawn 2,
The Last of Us. You know what I mean? And I'm saying by them leaving
another Uncharted.
And listen, I like Gears. You know what I mean? But sad to say,
what did you think, Z? Let's. And I know you. I don't know how much longer you want the show to go, but what did you think about Gears 5 compared to Gears 4? And then, if you don't mind, the combination of those two compared to the first three.
Okay, hold on one sec. R&B the third, shout out to your brother. He said, hey, speaking of Gears. Hey, Z, I'm glad you asked that. Are you saying a game like Gears 5, which runs 4K 60, won't matter if a game chooses to use a more realistic art style? Now, here's the thing, right? What I'm saying as far as the art style, and I don't like to get caught up in like the resolution, because here's the thing. Resolution doesn't give you better graphics. It gives you sharper images. It's the textures and the shaders that gives you the better graphics. You know what I mean? What I mean by that, Rise to the Room is only 900p. Shit, the Order 1886 is 900p. You know what I mean? So again, but they're upscaled or whatever, whatever the case may be. That's not the issue. Outside of course, like Gears, we need something, bro. And it's sad to say, bro, again, that it took 2 years. The Xbox came out in 2017, bro, right? If I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. The X?
Yeah. Came out in 2017.
2017, yes.
It took 2 years for them to release a game to show off what that console can do. And it's a damn... Listen.
And I'll tell you something, though. Yeah, but I got to interrupt you for a minute, because it did probably, again, metrics come out. 4K 60. I get it.
I'm talking about even the frame rate in the game, like it's smooth. Okay. It's smooth.
All right.
It's smooth. Yeah.
All right. But I mean, in all honesty, Gears 4, which also on the Xbox One X, so definitely, like you say, give credit where credit's due. But Gears 4 and Gears 5 to me, they looked great. I thought, the Gears 5, it looked a little bit better. I thought Gears 4, and when you look at Gears 4 multiplayer and Gears 5 multiplayer, they look, similar.
Here's the thing. This is why I take it one step further, right? And you never heard me prefer performance, right? Gears 5 performs better. Like Gears 4 is very clunky.
Oh, absolutely. Gears 5
and that because the optimization
better on every front.
Yeah, like it's not. I was trying to explain to some PC guys, like, no, you guys are already playing it at 60. We used to be playing it at 30. Gears, Gears is very boom, click, snap. Gears 5 is very smooth. It's like
very much more polished. Yes.
Woo, you know what I mean? Woo, and credit to them, like I said. So, but far as art style, Gears is Gears. You know what I mean? Even like what this linear, they tried to do new things with it and made it a little bit open world. I mean, fine. I'm a Gears guy. I like the multiplayer. I don't like here's the thing, and I don't like. I'm not one of those guys in SJWs, but I don't like assassinations. Give me back my kills. And and if I like them assist, assist now count as kill, like that shit is weird. I hate the fact that they dumbed it down for I don't know who the fuck they trying to please to. And
well, they I'm using words that I've heard, but they said they're dumbing it down to get more of the casual market to feel more welcome.
But get my my kills, gamers are very selfish hobby. God damn it! What they said? What's that game? Riddick. What you kill, you keep. Like I want my kills. Like what I mean? You get somebody with.
Yeah, but see, don't forget, you're a hardcore Gears.
I know. So again,
you've been doing that for years.
Yeah, you know what I mean, bro. I'm a fraud. I just started, but I played that bitch. I got days in it, and
you played a ton of Gears.
I know I did because I ran into some Gears guys, and I got good at this shit. But I said it to say this, so I don't like the fact that they, as far as that, and then you got the PC aspect, mouse and keyboard. I don't almost have an issue, you know what I mean? But it honestly, and there's no problem for those that play on PC. Nothing. It is more buggier. I've noticed when you with the crossplay when playing with PC that I did notice. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? But I have yet to finish the story. I haven't finished Gears 4 story because I'll be on that fucking multiplayer for fucking hours. Now, back to what you were saying. Gears is Gears. It's hard to say. It's like saying, but again, Uncharted is Uncharted, right? Whether you like it or not, Uncharted is Uncharted. But they said the story got a little better, the graphics got better, right? Whatever they care. I don't know what they talking about. The sun. And to be honest, I never really cared for the Uncharted series, but I liked it for. If that means anything, I liked it for. I liked it for a lot. You know what I mean? And I got to get another copy. I got hit with a 5-finger discount. I'm gonna finish that goddamn, but I liked it for. You know what I mean? My son took it and he left it and never saw the goddamn game. Man, in the hood we call it a 5-finger discount. You know what I mean? But I liked 4. You know what I mean? It liked it a lot better than 1, 2, and 3.
It was good, man. It was a good game.
What I didn't like about it? It was just too cheesy. Like I didn't like it not being serious. Like I didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, though. Z, I got to be honest with you. If you don't like, I mean that's just Uncharted. I don't think I don't think anything changed from the first.
Well, no, I ain't gonna lie. When it came in with we had the fight scene in the prison, I'm like, oh shit! It's like, man, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit.
Yeah, I got all right. So there was a little bit of that. They always got that that Indiana Jones cheesy shit going on.
I like. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I like the gear. I'm gear. I like the Uncharted. I'm gonna pay this bill right. Shout out to my brother McNeil J. Chris, aka Flat Earther. If I gotta eat a concrete genie a little bit, Planet, or a Ratchet and Clank to get the photorealistic game, then so be it. Cartoon games are fine if they are sandwiched between some bangers. That's what we're saying, and that's what I've been saying. You know what I mean? It's not just, you know, I not to single out any of you Xbox guys, and not, you know, trust me, I don't go hard. Listen, Mooch tell you I used to be hard on the ponies. I handle you guys with white gloves. What's that? Yo, who used to do them boxing? Yo, Sheeta with the white gloves. I handle you motherfuckers with care. Like, I don't cut up. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's fine if it's sandwiched between some real shit that appeals to me. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? That's all that I'm asking for. You know what I mean? And they just stop. Bro, Mooch, just think about it, bro. Outside of Quantum Break, let's look at the outside of Quantum Break, right? Then Gears, Force, and Halo. The art style and the thing has been the same. Am I lying or am I flying?
No, you're 100% accurate, Z.
And they just had how long was this show here they just had today? I mean, last week or the other day in XO19, what's called?
Oh, I don't know. We run about an hour and a half.
All of the same, right?
Everything I saw, I'll be honest with you.
Honey,
my heart. Yeah. Honey, I struck you with somebody. J-Dubs put out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, yo, I started to get the Black Lives Matter t-shirt on. We got our first black protagonist. This motherfucker named Frown the Roach. I don't know what the fuck going on, right? But that's another show for another day, right? But I'm just saying, if you see, it's been what you're being teased for. And check it out. Those games are not even exclusive. They world premiere. They're coming on the platforms. But you keep showing this shit. We want to get a peep. Listen to me clearly, right? It's not a problem of Phil, whoever's showing games 2 to 3 years out, right? And games get delayed all the time. That's the nature of the business. We had cancellations and nothing was given to replace those games. Don't ever get caught up in that damn, but Phil just win the whole thing for what? You have to give motherfuckers a reason to go out there to buy your box.
The Last of Us 2 has been delayed twice. Who cares? It's going to sell millions.
Yeah, like it's coming.
Millions upon millions. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's not the issue.
If you got something like they say, a banger, a great game, a AAA unbelievable exclusive, people are going to wait for it. You know? So, I mean, but look at what you said a second ago. When they showed XO19, okay, and rumors came out 2-3 days before that, oh my God, Rare's going to be doing their new one. And
Rare got the handcuffs off this time, right? They've been saying that shit for a minute. Hello.
Well, this is what you hear everybody talking about. Oh, Mooch, you don't know. Wait till you see what Obsidian's been working on. They got something hot. And Rare, you think Rare's just been sitting on Sea of Thieves? Wait till you see what they got. And then, like you said, they do the big reveal, and it's like, you know, kind of like a party popper. You know what I mean? Just poof.
Hey, yo.
And it was like, oh, but what the hell? I'm like, what? Like more of the same.
Hey, yo, they've been saying the handcuffs off Rare. Oh, the blonde, the shackles is off. I've been hearing that shit. I've been hearing that shit since Grabbed by the Ghoulies. But like I said, before we get the hell up out of here, the last thing I want to say, first of all, Mooch, thank you for joining. It's always great time, and time flies by.
Anytime
we have these one-on-ones. But my question is to you before we go, right?
Yes.
And not being messy, right? I don't know who's the face of the Xbox delegate. This is still Minecraft game. It was RDX podcast, whoever the hell got it, ran out or whatever, right? So my question is to you, right?
Yeah.
Because I tried, you know what I mean, threw my black ass out. Is it, if enough of those guys, maybe they say may have some sway, or those in the Xbox community, right?
Yeah.
And stop it with the, you know, Phil took a piss in his urinal. Let me stick my face in there. Take, you know, and listen, I'm not taking a shot at him. I'm just being, it's like, if you know me, you know me. I'm just not taking a shot. Trust me, right? Okay. If they, you know what I mean, enough people would come together within the community, right?
Right.
With those, whoever's still, or these pro-dominant, Xbox channels or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And there may be even being whatever the party with Phil's, and come together and say, you know what, bro, like what's going on here? Like, can we get something,
It would be, so.
Or do you think again because let me
let you finish. Go ahead.
Let me say this last thing because I tried this shit in about 2017. I got my jaw broke, right? Got kicked off the G right? I was looking like Trey and motherfucking Boys and Hoods fucking at the end. You motherfuckers, right? But you know what I mean? Do you think it's too late? Do you think this ship has set a course? Do you think it's too late? No matter whatever. What's the black dude? Leon something that you got to you always get the unboxes from Microsoft. Whatever the fuck. But anyway, do you think it's too fucking late?
I do, and I don't mean it. Let me rephrase it because when you say too late, it sounds like anybody who's an Xbox fan listening right now, they go, "Well, is Mooch and Z saying all hope is lost?" No, not at all like that. But I know what you're asking me. What you're asking me is it too late for if it was like an intervention with all the big Xbox channels to kind of come together and say, Phil, listen, this is what we've been trying to say. Maybe we're not putting the best words across on Twitter. Maybe when, we try to do an entertaining podcast, maybe we're not getting the point across. If you could have a roundtable discussion with him. I do. I think that conversation had to happen probably around 2015. Knowing what we know now, we didn't know it then. The reason I say you probably go, well, Mooch, why? Why can't you? Why can't that happen? Right now, look at what they have an infrastructure set up right now. They went out and got these teams. They got Ninja Theory. They got a Double Fine. You got all these big companies, right? Obsidian. You got to listen to what they're saying when they interview these companies. Listen to each one of them when they do the little side interviews. You know what they say? Microsoft came in and told us that we have creative reign over everything. We have creative freedom over everything. They're literally going to pay our electric. They're going to pay our rent. And we're going to get free lattes for the rest of our careers. But we're allowed to do whatever we want to do. So that was part of the stipulation when these folks were obtained. And you can go, if you don't believe me, go back and watch.
You're talking about with Ninja Theory.
But you got to understand, when you say, is it too late? The reason it's too late is you just picked up 7 new teams that Phil, even as the head of Xbox right now, can't go in and tell them what to do because he told them they have the creative freedom. He doesn't have that right to contradict them.
And you know what?
Mooch, you can't turn the ship around.
Mooch, to that, I say bullshit. You know what? I'm going to check this shit out, right?
Well, I'd love to hear how you think they can do it.
Listen, we're gonna put the baby to bed. We're gonna close the show with this one. Put the baby to bed with this one, right? Yoshida, right? Yoshida. Probably had one as I don't know how their jobs go. I will consider Yoshida as having Phil's job, right, or whatever, however it went, right.
Okay. You mean back before?
Yeah, back before. Yeah. And it was Yoshida that went to Cory Barlog and said, "Nah, motherfucker, this ain't it. This ain't it." Then we got that God of War, and I'm gonna say arguably it's probably the best game that Sony released this generation.
So
leave my home. Right now, check this out though. Check this out, right? But then Yoshida made a mistake. He slipped up. Gave my man what's my man name? Kojima, let him run wild. Some people love it, some people hate it. Spent a lot of money on that game, which it is Death Stranding. You know what I mean? Word around town is that, there'll be no more of that. He got demoted, and now you think, well, goddamn, demoted for one goddamn mixtape? And he's now the head of games like Resogun. I'm not taking this as the truth. Like, we got to call a spade here. He's got demoted. The motherfucker from Guerrilla Games has taken his spot. Right. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. A lot of people don't even like Horizon Zero Dawn, but goddamn, Yoshida gave us God of War. This under his tutors. You guys have sold over 100 million goddamn consoles.
Remember something, though, Steve. But remember something. Yoshida, when he went in and did say that hypothetical, I don't know that, but I take your word for it.
No, he did.
When Yoshida went in, he told Cory Barlog that, right?
Cory said it. Cory said it.
Okay, all right. No, like I said, I believe you anyways. My point is that Yoshida didn't have that. Yoshida owns Santa Monica Studios. He's going to come in and be like, no, you don't understand. When I come in here, Cory's like, sir, what would you like to eat? What do you want to do? Like, I'm here for you. See, when Phil goes there, like Phil's almost a guest. He's the owner, but he's a guest. Like, so what are you guys doing? What are you making? Mm-hmm. What are you doing? What are you making? Is different entrance than when Yoshida was in being like, let me see what you got. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, you got to pay them. Yoshida's like the landlord. He's like, time for the rent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm saying, but
Phil's coming in and being like, you need a couple bucks or you need a couple extra weeks.
But that's
so that's what I'm saying to you. So it's and I'm making a joke of it, but what I'm trying to say to you is that Phil said when they acquired these studios, he gave them that creative freedom. So he can't turn around Z and just go in there and be like, this ain't working. You got to do it like this.
Okay, but here's the thing though. A real talk. I'm gonna pay this bill right quick. Shout out to my man, failed pyromancer. Long time no see. Hold up. He said here, just like Microsoft, there's too much money not to make off the masses to stay the course. If you're an Xbox YouTuber, they're dropping mega chats. This is what I okay. I understand what you're saying, but as far as being a landlord and as far as what you said, horrible at management, right? But listen, I've never been a big fan of Phil. Like again, not personally, but I think it's unhealthy for gaming to keep shit that he just said to keep things off rival platforms. Like what the fuck? Like who the fuck are you? The Dalai Lama of gaming? Your concern is us. Like you know what I mean? you know what I mean? But again, like as far as management, when you're then this motherfucker goes out. My favorite game is Voodoo Vince. I'm like scratching my goddamn head, like bro, like you know what I mean? So what I made, what I was making that rep as far as Yoshida, and it being so, you either you perform or you're out of there, right?
That's right.
Like Shannon Lawford, God bless her soul. I don't be out of there, but anyway, right? Again, Yoshida had a hell of a goddamn run, right? He made one slip up, whether you like Death Stranding or not, right? But that got him more or less.
Well, look at here's the one thing that I question, and I'll leave the chat with this thought. And Z, if you have an answer, let me know. But this is something that you have to ponder on. So Phil has said we want our games everywhere. He's been saying that for 3 years now, right? He's been saying that for a while.
Yes.
And leave PC out of it because PC's become like this island of everything. Like a PC gets, and think about it, it's an open source, right?
Yes.
So yes, PS Now is on there. Certain Nintendo games, like not Nintendo games, but like there's Mario and other games on mobile devices. So I get mobile devices in PC. I understand that, but there's no Nintendo games on PlayStation or Xbox, and there's no PlayStation games on Xbox or Nintendo.
Nope.
So, but there's only Microsoft games. Yes. So my question, and this is not a plus or a negative. I'm just asking. Phil's come out and said this a while now, and as you can see, the Outer Worlds, this is me talking, and this is maybe old school thought. But the minute I acquired Outer Worlds, I'd be like, how much do I got to pay to make sure this thing's only on my console? See, Phil was like, no. This is going to go everywhere. As a matter of fact, it's going to the Switch early 2020.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So my point being is that, if Phil's model of games should be everywhere and it's making them so much money, which it is with Minecraft, etc. But why isn't Sony implement? Why doesn't Sony want their games? Like, why wouldn't Sony put Concrete Genie on the Switch? Why not? Right? The Switch can handle Concrete Genie, maybe dumbed down a little bit, but it can handle it. But Sony doesn't want to do that because, like you said, nobody wants to do that right now in the space because they're like, wait, no, these are our games. We want you to buy our box, play those games on our box, on our system, our ecosystem, right? Our infrastructure, our cloud.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's like
why?
People are like, well,
you know why? I'm gonna answer that why. I'm gonna answer that reason to you, and it's about business, right? Even with PlayStation now, even if you look at I know a lot of Sony fans get upset when I say this about day and date. And it makes the money, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's always, forget the NPD numbers and what we brag. We're talking about, I'm going to give you $2 million for your record, but that's it. But your record to continue to go platinum and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell. Right now, according to them, I did it many times, showed the graph. They network can only have over to 5 million users right now. That's why they're doing the deal with whoever, Zora or whoever behind the backgrounds, right? And the reason why Game Pass got shit on so much at the beginning is because the quality of goddamn games they're making. Now it's a much better service. Long as Sony doesn't drop the quality of the game and is still giving goddamn game, doesn't fucking matter. It's just an option, right? Doesn't lessen whatever the God of War you can buy. I ain't lying. I would get the service for $15 a month. I get to try some of those strange games that I wouldn't buy. I get it. And I still would buy my collector's editions, whatever. It doesn't matter. It makes them money. You know what I mean? You still see Matt in the top. I can tell you still see shit. You still fucking see Rainbow Six in the goddamn top 10. And that's on several services, right? It doesn't matter. It makes them money. It's not really about you and I. It's about the boardroom. Like I keep telling you, it's a business at the end of the day. Forget the fanboy shit. Set aside and what sell is still going to sell. Matt
that's what
still-
it comes. And that's what it is. So Phil knows that he sells software better. They're Microsoft. Microsoft sells software. Right? Sony's reliant on the box.
Yeah, and they make, and again, and Microsoft in the long haul, Sony might need their money right back up front. Microsoft says, man, we looked it out well. And again, like I said, they paid $10 million to Cycle not developer, to take the publisher back. They could publish stuff and still put it on the PlayStation. Right. You know what I mean? Just going forward. So going forward again. Like, they some of those decisions, I don't like them. Like, I need exclusive stuff. The reason why I bought it is $5 box, that I can have stuff that I can't get nowhere else. So if I can get this stuff, why the hell do I need this box? You know what I mean? And that's sad to say. They look at it like that. And for me being an old school console gamer, why I have changed and why a lot of people like me feel the same, why saying that I'm going to invest more of my money on another platform or another ecosystem because of some of these decisions, right? You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the service. I'm not even talking about streaming. I'm talking about them directly publishing shit on another goddamn platform. You know what I mean? This is something that they choose to do, right? You know what I mean? It's because, again, it makes them money. And I can care about their money, making all this money, but you're still giving me these dog shit exclusives. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I want them to do better. I want them to compete. Will they compete? Will they do better? I don't think so, because in their mind, bro, they think they're knocking this shit out of the park.
They do.
And you have these, I'm not saying anybody's names. Well, bro, swear to God, we'll show this. I said, Phil, you know what I mean? Like, what's up with the art style of these games? I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to be on my show. Motherfucker said, thank you, Phil. I got to play Lucky Tales with my nephew. He was born with a club foot. I'm sitting back reading these motherfucking comments like, God damn it. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, come on, man. Like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm asking for some, how you say, some more exclusive games. I said, no, listen, guy, what you giving us is fine. Like, that was
the first thing you said when we started the show today. You said, should more people be telling Phil what they want? The problem is that, again, they hear you, but they're not listening. And that also ties into the first question was that, and the last question you asked me was, can they turn the ship around? Here's the thing. So I don't think they can, but I also think they don't want to. And that's the thing. So whatever course that Xbox is on right now, whether you're a fan or you're not of Xbox, whatever you're seeing that ship sail out on, that ship is sailing and it's not turning around. So it's either going to do great or it's going to sink. I don't know. Right now, I mean, let's be honest. Game Pass could hypothetically do well for them. But I tell Crap all the time. I said, Crap is me. He goes, Mooch, do you think, honestly, that Game Pass is going to save them? I said, Game Pass is going to go up to $9.99 for everybody in a year or two when everybody loses this dollar sale. At that point, do you think let's say there's 10 million players right now. 10 million people on Game Pass, Z. Do you really think that 10 million people are going to pay $9.99? I don't think so. The hardcore will, maybe 5 million, maybe 4 million, but not like Disney Plus. Okay, people are like, well, Disney Plus is doing great. They're not worried about, but Disney Plus is going to end up with like 50, 60 million subscribers, in no time. Like Xbox Game Pass is not going to hit 50 million, 60. They couldn't sell, they're not even at 50 million consoles.
Yeah.
And that's including casuals.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is you need that kind of money. You need those kind of numbers. Like Netflix subscriber numbers are staggering. They're frightening.
Yeah.
And Disney Plus are going to be they're going to beat out Netflix. So you got to understand when people say, well, there's 10 million people on Game Pass. Yeah, let's say there is. 6 million paid $1. So they made $6 million off of, Gears 5. Gears 5 costs $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing. Listen, and people go, well, they're a $1 trillion company. They can afford it. Do you know what $1 trillion and $1 billion companies hate?
Yeah.
See, you know this. They hate losing money as much as anybody else in the world.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't matter. These big companies, they're the OG hustlers.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't like losing money either. And investors will tell them to drop that in a hot minute if they don't have the numbers that they proclaimed they were going to get early on. So we don't know yet. It's too early. None of this is, I'm not speculating. Actually, I'm kind of speculating. I'm saying that I don't think that Game Pass will make it for them as much as they think it will, 2 years, 3 years into the future, when everyone's asked to pay $9.99 or $14.99 a month. I think you're just going to get the hardcore, and I don't know if that's enough people. See, that's the only, and I say that with concern in my voice, not angst. Is that I'm saying, like, I'm concerned because what their theory, and that's why you said, are they going to turn around? Are they going to change it? They can't. See, they can't.
Well,
this is the model now.
Well, with that being said, you already have my answer as far as when next year pay this last bill. My man El Matador 809, shout out to you, good brother. Phil don't care about competition. The next gen Scarlett can only sell like 20 million, and he will still have a fat smile. You're absolutely right. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, even though I have a 6-hour ban on Twitter, I don't even know why. But here's the link to my new Twitter, my only Twitter. Follow me, please. I just dropped it also, too. If you're not following me on Twitch, if you think my shows here are entertainment, listen. I'm a little off the rails over on Twitch, man. We shows out over there, man. we cut up and we show up. Yeah, you know what I mean? And again, shout out to the Shameless Club. Shout out to you guys, again, that have Amazon Prime, that don't even have a Twitch account, and subscribe to my channel for free. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm going to drop the link to that also. You can subscribe for free and help support, struggling YouTubers such as myself. Mooch, Friday, you have Beastfire at what time? 7:30.
So we got Crossfire at 7 o'clock.
Crossfire.
Eastern. That's all right. Well, actually, believe it or not, so I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for him, but I did reach out to Tim Dog. I do think that Tim Dog's going to be joining us this Friday too. Z.
All right.
Yeah.
We got Tim Dog. I'll be there. It'd be
yes,
fun.
sir. I want to say shout out. Let me say a shout out real quick to your chat, Z. Mm-hmm. Outstanding group of gamers here, man. Outstanding. I had an awesome time today. I also want to do a shout out to the man himself, Zaire. Z, thank you for inviting me on your channel.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Always a privilege and an honor to be here.
For
and
sure.
You listen, man. Just let me know. You ever want the Mooch to come back? I don't care. Any show, I'll jump on. Like I said, it's always an honor to be on your channel. So thank you for having me tonight.
Not a problem. Here's the link also to again for the if you have Amazon Prime, you subscribe for free. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be live on Twitch or so. Again, give my man Mooch a round of applause. He came. He showed he comes. Shout everybody that showed Rock and support. I appreciate it, man. I'm asking Z and Mooch who has the better game. I'm sorry, SS Nambajin. I'm sorry, good brother. I didn't even see this. I'm asking Z and Mooch who has the better games, PlayStation or Xbox. PlayStation by far, big fella.
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah,
I'm just not saying that. Yeah, by far. Bro. And listen, bro. You ain't got to ask that. You already know what it is, man. But again, like I said,
true.
But yeah, I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed the show. Tweet it out. Again, this is my Twitter. My only Twitter. They let me back. I don't even know why the hell I'm banned. Literally, like you said, I don't think I did nothing. I did nothing wrong. My baby ain't do nothing. He still got smoked at baby's party. But yeah, there's the link to my Twitter. I'm gonna drop it again. I'm about to close the show. We out of here, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yo, peace out.
Here we go, man. Where we go? Streamlabs.